Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way over the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way over the sea of souls. Way over the sea of souls. Way over the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way oh, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way oh, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way oh, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way oh, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls. Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way over the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way over the sea of souls. Way over the sea of souls. Way over the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way oh, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way oh, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way oh, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way oh, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Sea of Souls. Thank you for joining in with us as we continue our adventure. If you haven't watched us before, we're just a bunch of nerdy guys hanging out playing D&D because that's what we like to do. We like to have fun. We are the Elder Brain, and we do this. We do some podcast stuff and other nerdy stuff to be coming as well. So yeah, we have been off for a couple of weeks just because of some schedule stuff, but we should be kind of into our every other week thing, although with Christmas coming up there might be some scheduling stuff in there as well, but you can usually check us out every other Monday. But check us out on Podbean, on the YouTubes, on the Twitter, and all those places as well, and you can follow us and keep up to date with what is coming down the road. All right, so just a little bit of announcement stuff there that I wanted to get out of the way before we jump in. So, last time on the Sea of Souls, you were in the shallows, little bit south of the Isle of Morn, having been sent there by the Ivory Spire, the Department of Acquisitions, to retrieve a particular chest that was on its way from the Grand Library far to the east, a chest of significant value and importance. And upon arriving, you had found some disturbances kind of happening under the water. And as you began to explore a little bit further in the ruins that seemed to be kind of in the shallows here where the ship had sunk, you were greeted by a rather large creature with a multitude of tentacles that attacked you, but you were able to kind of fight it off, and it seemed to disappear back beneath the sand. Doing some further digging, you were able to find the chest, and with a little bit of ingenuity in spellcasting from one Tayland, managed to discover what was inside the chest as well, and it appears that it was a case of dragon scales, being very rare since dragons have been believed to be extinct for nearly 1,000 years, and so coming across a shipment of dragon scales is a pretty rare find. After some discussion about what to do, you decided to make your way back to the port for the Ivory Spire, but then also perhaps seek out some outside knowledge and kind of spread the word that the Ivory Spire was getting its hands on dragon scales. So, after making your preparations back on the Intrepid Devil with Captain Boone, you set sail back to the port after some celebrations in the night, having some drink and just enjoying a little bit of a reprieve. And so you all kind of had a rest as you made your way back. Captain, not in too much of a rush, kind of taking time, so you were able to rest and recover from your exciting adventure. And we pick up as you are about to return to port. So the ship is sailing into port. I'm probably got about an hour before it's fully moored. And so we will pick it up there. Gentlemen, yours.
Well, over the course of the voyage, on our way back, Flick has been in sort of his regular post up in the crow's nest.
For sure.
And he's been practicing. He's been practicing up there, and he can sort of see that he's like going through the motions of casting a spell, and then he's like doing it with his whip in his hand and with his shit on, and he's just sort of going through it like very slowly, meticulously, going ho, ha, parry, dodge, spin, and like that's he picked at his level up. He picked up Warcaster. He can now cast spells with his hands full. This is what he's been doing on the way back.
There you go. So there's definitely the occasional look up from the crew up on deck. They kind of hear this kind of up in the crow's nest. They always kind of look up. Just like okay.
Has he completely just kind of turned the crow's nest into a bachelor pad at this point? Like I imagine I imagine the captain that climbs up the ladder to tell him something, and there's just a beanbag chair over the door.
Open bags of chips.
Little mini bar.
Gotta make it homey, right? If you're gonna be spending a lot of time up there.
It's Flick's roost now, as opposed to the crow's nest.
I think Tayland will be experimenting some more with his magical music prowess and giving sort of a augmenting his performance with visual aids by having creatures of water kind of dance up over top of the ship. Things like dolphins and mermaids floundering around and dancing along with the music.
Okay, very nice. It's definitely entertaining for much of the crew.
Orc is proficient in perception now, and I'm going to narratively weave that into the story by saying that he has been whale watching this whole time.
Okay, good to know.
In that case, Tayland will be constantly making watery whales. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her.
I think Torque realizes that the whales are illusory, but he doesn't want to tell Talon that he knows, because then he would be admitting to Talon that he was watching for whales. And so now they're at this like weird impasse where they're both waiting to call each other's bluff.
She had not been 2 weeks in store when down on her a right whale bore.
Just kind of that, the whale comes up. Just kind of awkward. You're kind of looking at each other like, I know that you know. I know that you know that I know. But I'm not going to let you know that I know that you know that I know.
Exactly.
Oh,
And it just spirals out of control. Beautiful.
so how long was this trek back to port?
It's just about a day.
About a day.
Yeah, it didn't take you guys very long to get there. And then just kind of without making anchor, the captain just set sail directly back, allowing you to rest along the journey back.
I think Donar's just been sitting in the hold where all the iron bars used to be, probably casting detect magic at least once to sort out if there was any residue left behind that perhaps he couldn't see before.
Nothing in the hold. I mean, you do catch some magic still surrounding the chest that you had found. There was that's the word just escaped me for this full of magic. Abjuration, that's the one.
Right.
Magic on the chest. But other than that, you don't detect anything on the boat or in the hold itself. No. All right. As the ship pulls into port, I've got a new map for you guys.
Ooh.
New maps are always fun.
Ooh.
So, welcome to the Ivory Port.
Hey, it's very white.
Almost like ivory has something to do with construction of things. I wonder.
Don't be
Anyways.
ridiculous.
No elephants were harmed in the making of this stream.
No. It's all just magically created ivory.
Yes,
Who knows if elephants are even real in this world? You don't know.
it's true.
Who knows if elephants are real in real life?
What is an elephant? Anyways, this is all irrelevant, so we'll get back to we'll get back
Yeah,
to
I apologize. I kind of teed
sorry.
up.
I would say that's Jack's fault.
Yeah, no. I realized I realized right as I passed the event horizon on that one. There's no going back.
I appreciate the assist. I mean, I don't need it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. There is a reason I've stuck with Pundy. Anyway, call it a curse. As you make your moorings in the Ivory Port, you notice that standing beside Thomas Connor, so who you'd met before, sort of the harbor master, kind of de facto in charge of the port here. There is another individual that is standing with him, kind of just on the road near the docks, looking very different from anyone else that you've seen around. Most people in this port, kind of have that lower class, worker class, sailor kind of vibe going on. With the exception of Serena, the quartermaster who you'd met, who had the kind of runes on the leather and stuff, stood out a little bit. But this individual is a very short, kind of wrinkly looking gnome, long white hair that's actually tied in a ponytail behind, and wearing these dark blue robes that actually have kind of silver filigree, and you actually see some ivory tassels and different colorings like that on the robe. So very much standing out in the crowd, and seems to be standing with Thomas as the boat makes its way into port. And you can see Mr. Connor kind of like talking, and there's some conversation and kind of pointing to the boat. And as soon as the planks are set, the two individuals waste no time coming right to the boat and approaching right as the captain comes up to the deck with you and kind of sets off. And before Thomas can even you can see him trying to coming to kind of make introductions, and this gnome with surprising speed. You can see as he gets closer, he's quite old. Think like Bilbo Baggins, like at the end of Lord of the Rings saga, looking, right, like just like older than you would expect to be possible, even for a gnome. and just kind of shuffles forward. And as soon as he gets near the ship, he's like, "Yes, where is it? Where is the chest? I'm assuming that you brought it back safely." Hmm?
You take us for some kind of common mooks? Of course we brought it back safely.
Good, please, let's see it right away. It's of great importance that we get this back to the Spire immediately. Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, don't worry, we have a guy for that. Hey, Torque! Carry the big old chest for the wee little dude.
Torque trundles off.
The wee little dude that, do you not know who I am, young man?
Well, figure it out when you sign the receipt for that chest. Let me get the paperwork ready for you, sir.
I am Dewin Mancone. I'm the one who hired you, so to speak, well, through other means, acquired your services to retrieve this. I am the master of acquisitions for the Ivory Spire. Wee little man is quite derogatory, don't you think?
So you're saying that
That's quite accurate.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're very small, especially in comparison to some of us. So, but you're saying
if
that
you wanted to be accurate, wee little gnome would be more appropriate, as I am not a human. I am gnome.
Yeah, Tayland, come on.
Torque, who missed this entire conversation, just comes back with the chest and lays it down on the ground. Here you go, small one.
Comparatively, he's accurate.
You assured me that these were right upstanding folk. Oh, yeah, right. Well, they are. I just, I don't think they've met your type before, so...
They're upstanding, taller than you.
See, they got a good sense of humor. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I told you they're trustworthy. They got the material for you, right? So they came through. Yes, I suppose they did. All right, bring the test. Just set it down right in front of me here, please, if you don't mind. This is good.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind signing the receipt of right here. We got papers of lading. I've been working real hard to get all the paperwork up in order for you, sir.
That's nice. Where is your captain? I will deal with him. He'll have everything important. But anyways, it is here. Just give me one moment, please. Do not move. I must inspect the chest to make sure that everything is as it should be. Not that I don't trust you, but I don't know you, so therefore I don't trust you.
Kind of seems like he doesn't trust you, Flick.
Yeah. I will put the caveat on top of this that this thing has been at the bottom of the ocean for like a week, so...
Oh, yes, it has, but as you can see, it's in quite good shape because it was transported in such a magnificent chest as it is.
Watertight seal.
I assure you that the contents within would not suffer from the seawater as it was, but of no mind. Just give me a moment. I'm going to inspect this as it was. And he closes his eyes and kind of mutters something under his breath, and with his hand over it. As he, you can see some kind of a little bit of arcane energy kind of moving from his hand, just as he passes it over the chest. Good. Everything is.
While he's focusing, I'd like to break out into that classic shanty. 5 curses and spite live in each gnome. This truth can't be ignored. The best way to get rid of a gnome is to throw that gnome overboard.
It just seems like he just completely ignores you and just like continues with his casting of the spell here.
Paying rapt attention at his technique. He's trying to pick up some tips and pointers from whatever spellcasters he encounters. So he's observing.
Okay, good to know. As he passes his hand over and he kind of just stops and goes, "Yeah, good, all right. Everything is there. The securement around it has not been tampered with. That is excellent.
What do you take us for? Here's your lockbox, mister."
Yes. Anyway, thank you. You proved most expedient and efficient in retrieving it, so that much is to your credit, and it is in the condition that I hoped it would be. So, good job. Well done. Mr. Connor here will see to your payments. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have many things to attend to. And he just kind of like snaps his fingers and the chest just like kind of floats up and he just turns and walks along the street with the chest floating behind him.
I gotta learn that one. That's a good one.
Yes, that would be very useful.
You watch as he gets about like halfway down the street and then puts the chest down. And you see kind of another incantation as there's just like this brief flash of light kind of around in the circle, and him and the chest just disappear in a blink of arcane light, and he's gone.
Revised. I gotta learn that one too.
Yeah, Flick.
He's got quite a lot of magic to him, that one. I mean, you all know how long gnomes can live, and he's lived much longer than most gnomes should. So he's had a lot of time to learn many things, I would imagine.
Do you think he's living extra long, magically?
I have no doubt of it. I mean, I expect most of the folk up in the Spire, they have got some sort of unnatural means to... nothing nefarious like, the Arcanum Accords, banning necromancy and that sort of thing.
Yes.
But there are still other ways to extend one's life through magic and the like.
I mean, hey, if you had that much money and infinite power, wouldn't you do that too?
Well, of course I would. I mean,
Rare unguent made from dragon scales, perhaps.
Can't say I know much about unguents or the like. What dragon scales? It's funny you should mention such a thing, but I mean, yes, you do got a dragonborn walking with you here, so I guess you're sort of the closest living thing to the ancient dragons that we got, aren't you? My friend, shiny one.
Yes, that must have been what gave me the idea.
He's gonna roll insight on you. It's like, why?
Curse you and your truthful mouth, Torque.
That's a natural one, so he has no idea. He's like,
Good.
Right, okay. Anyways, like the Duan said, I've been taking care of your payment for you, so this belongs to you. And he brings out a sack that was kind of attached to his hip, and rather large looking. I don't know. Coin weight is always a tedious thing to track anyway, so he just plops this sack down.
It's paying us in gold bullion. Just the bars.
There'd be 500 gold for yours, the four of you to split, and Captain Boone will be getting his cut as well. But there's for you, since you're the ones who did the actual retrieving on this here item. So I told you it was going to be more than you got for bringing the iron, and there you go.
I mean, did you see the thing we had to fight to get that chest?
I did not.
Well, good for you.
What?
You're better off that way.
Was like a shark or something?
No. You see, it was this giant gaping maw, like a mile wide, with 20 giant tentacles that were constantly trying to come at us.
I punched one to death. It was fantastic.
He did. He punched it. He punched straight through it with his own fist.
Yep.
It wasn't that big. But then again, size is a relative thing.
Well then, I'll add that one to me tales that I've heard from sailors coming in. Mighty fine tale that one is. Anyways, good to see you gents coming back in one piece, and you fared well, and I'm sure you're pining for a drink. So
it is a bit of a tall tale.
I appreciate you folk. You got a good sense of humor and you're like that. But I'm going to talk to the captain here. If you, I don't know what you got planned next, but I'm sure the berth has got a couple of empty seats for you.
Eating and drinking, I believe, was next.
Yeah.
Well, then Kuna will be most happy to see you at the berth then. So feel free to make your way on down there, and Boone and I will catch up. So good work, gents. We'd have to call on you for services in the future. That's twice you've come through in a very short time. So
hey, if there's coin in it and a little bit of fun and a good story, we'll be there. Isn't that right, my boys?
Yeah, something like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know what you guys did before I joined you, but sure.
Hey, the coin part's definitely right. I don't know about the rest.
He just kind of like walks past you, kind of makes his way through. Finds the captain, and the two of them just kind of sit on the pier kind of beside the ship, just on a couple of crates, having a conversation. Captain just kind of raises a mug to you, gives a nod.
Well, who's thirsty?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Right, so you guys want to head
check out
to
this
the
town.
berth?
Yeah, we can do shopping later. If we have money left over.
Shopping after we're good and
You're gonna blow 226 gold on cheap ale.
Oh, not the cheap ale.
No, he's
Yeah,
gonna
the
buy
nice
something
vintage.
expensive.
You got this kind of money, you get fine cognac.
Right.
All right. As you make your way in to the berth, you find it
In the
probably.
inn.
What's that?
In the inn.
In the inn, yes. You find it about a third full, and as you walk in, Kuna, they're sitting behind the bar, kind of.
Hey, good to see you come back. Sit down and have a drink. There's a table in the back for you.
And she kind of points back to the corner, and there's indeed an empty table.
Is the music the same as it was before?
It is exactly the same. It's like
Oh, good.
We managed to hit the same spot in the playlist. That's impressive.
It's not that impressive when you only have 3 songs.
I would say from your time last time in here, yeah, you get the feeling that while the mages of the Spire were inclined to spend some magic into this place to kind of give it some enchantment, they didn't really go overboard. It was kind of like the bare minimum. We'll give it a few songs, kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, table's yours, and Kuna kind of comes over after a couple minutes and just gives a nod to all of you. Gives a little bit of a deeper nod to you, Flick.
Gents, what will it be today?
Well, we're celebrating. We killed a sea monster and got the loot. Big payday for us.
Excellent.
Got a story to tell when you got a minute.
Got a minute right now. I do love a good story.
All right. Well, buckle your seatbelt because this is a doozy.
What's a seatbelt?
I'll get to that. Dives right into retelling with appropriate embellishments. Little AV aid, a minor illusion of tentacles up through the table periodically just to relieve.
And every single time you reference something as a size or a number, I then lean in and add another about 6 or 7 on top of that. Even if you've previously established the number, I'm going to add on to it again.
Just every time. Hey, that's
So we start with 6 tentacles, and by the time we're done, it's like 600.
That's perfect. Awesome. She pays attention with rapt interest, and she's just kind of nodding through the whole of it. And
Can't say I'm a fan of tentacles, but I'm glad it was you out there and not me. I've had my share of adventure in the past.
and she kind of like rubs like a couple of the scars that you saw on her previously.
But, well, a fight like that sounds like you need some of the strong stuff.
What kind of rum you got?
Well, I got some good spiced rum that came up from the Isle of Sands. They make a good rum there.
Just bring us a couple pints.
Bottles.
Bring the bottle. We'll sort out details and distribution ourselves.
I'll
that
bring
sounds
you
like a good
2.
idea.
It's like you can drink a pint, right?
I mean, it's about the size of my head, so yes.
Perfect. Torek, you 2?
You don't want water this time. It's still free.
I'm feeling celebratory.
That's my boy.
That's our little guy. All right. Now we'll have some good times.
Well, as somebody who stays in business by not giving water, I like to hear that. I'll be right back for you guys with some rum.
Trying to recall, did this place have a kitchen, or was it just booze?
It's pretty much just booze. I mean, there's like,
You
like
probably get
very,
fish.
very. There's fish. There's like stale bread.
Hardtack.
Yeah,
I just got a hankering for calamari suddenly. I don't know why.
probably not gonna find that. It's like you're they've got some
Cod.
they've got like gruel and like hardtack and bread and kind of
They got
standard
grub.
sailor-
So rum,
Yeah.
you say, huh?
sailor fare and booze. That's about it. Yeah.
When Kuna, is that her name? When Kuna leaves the table, Dinar's gonna kind of take a second to look around the bar. Is you said the last time that we were here, these are mostly people that have just docked in? Like there's or are there locals?
As far as locals, it's essentially like there's a couple of guards kind of patrolling the port, the dock hands, so those who are actually in charge of kind of offloading and loading.
Okay.
Other than that, it's mostly just sailors coming in. When you guys arrived, there weren't any other ships in port.
Okay.
So which is why it's only about a third full right now, which it's not a very big place. So you mostly just see kind of dock hands.
All
People
right.
who look like they're kind of local workers. Yeah.
All right. So I want to see if I can find the person that looks the most comfortable in their seat.
Person who looks the most comfortable. All right. Give me a perception check.
Perception check. Let's see.
Intrigued about where this is going.
Ooh, 20. Plus 1.
All right. You see a very burly individual, just by the look of kind of the overalls, and very kind of sun darkened leathery skin. This is probably a dock worker. Spent a lot of time just hauling things, and his kind of thick black hair, just kind of like a curly like mob on top of his head, and he's actually just like in the corner, just kind of sitting in his chair. His head's actually back, and he's just.
Oh, he's napping.
That's pretty comfortable.
That's quite comfortable. Is there somebody perhaps not asleep that looks like they are just right at
Does the guy
home?
who's asleep have a coin purse dangling in open reach?
You can give me a perception check for
We
that.
just got paid.
Hey man, money is money.
At another table, not too far away, you can see what appears to be a guard, kind of like really worn-looking leather armor,
Okay.
and she's got kind of it looks like a short halberd, like a half spear kind of thing, like a half axe strapped across her back, and she's sitting with a drink, and she's talking to another gentleman. Looks like he's dwarven descent, and he appears to be a dock worker, and they're just kind of sitting and having casual conversation.
All right. Excuse me, gents. I am gonna go and mingle with the locals for a moment.
You mean that guard?
Yeah,
Yeah, you do that.
I will. Dinar's gonna get up from the table and walk over towards the guard-looking person.
Okay. Tail ends. You don't see a coin purse on the table, kind of by his mug. There's like a couple of copper coins.
Okay, well.
You imagine, like, again, looking like this is a dock worker.
Yeah.
That those couple of coins is probably like his week's pay.
I am, in that case, I am going to slide 5 of my gold coins to mix with his copper.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Ooh.
22.
Whoa.
I'm
You
good at
move
that.
in. You move in. Just kind of slide on the table. He doesn't seem to stir from his snoring at all, and no one seems to be the wiser. He's gonna wake up richer and run away.
I think
5 gold, Richard. Jeez.
I think Torque is just sort of sitting at the table with his own coin satchel in his hand, and he's just kind of like turning it over in his big clawed hand, just like feeling the weight of it. and just kind of and just sort of staring into space.
Right.
So, Dinar is going to walk over to that table with the guard and the dwarf, and kind of stand at the end of the table. Excuse me, I was hoping to talk to somebody maybe who worked here or could tell me a little bit, maybe give me some information. Can I bother you for a moment?
Of course. Pull up a seat. Birkin, you don't mind if we have a little bit of extra company, do you?
Why not at all? I mean, as long as you're drinking, you can join us at the table. That'll be fine.
All right. Dinar's going to pull up a chair and sit down.
Well, lad, what you got on your mind for picking our brains, as it were?
Well, me and my crew over there, we just got back from... Well, let's say it was an expedition. It was quite the adventure.
Sure.
We fought a very large beast thing. They paid us. But I'm just curious because we put our lives on the line for the people of the Ivory Spire.
Aye, don't we all? To a certain extent, I suppose. Ain't that right, Arlie?
I mean, I can't say there's too much action around here, but I suppose that we're all living or dying for the Spire, as it were, so you got a point there.
So with that in mind, you know, I'm new to these parts of the sea. Just wondering if you guys could shed some light on what you know about that spire. What exactly are we risking our lives for?
The guard, she kind of takes a little bit of a closer look at you now, kind of like a little bit more scrutinizing. Kind of get that it's her job. As much as there is around here to keep an eye on, that's kind of her thing. She kind of looks you up and down. You seem to got a little bit of the magic-y sort of thing going on. You don't look like a fighter. Don't take that the wrong way. What exactly is your interest in the Spire, if you don't mind me asking? Gotta keep an eye on folks asking suspicious things, as it were.
No, I understand, and I apologize if I seem suspicious to you. I'm just curious, you know, we're out there risking our lives for coin, but at the command of these mages, these arcane users in the Spire. I'm just wondering if maybe you had some insight into, you know, what their goals were and all that. You're not wrong, though. I am of the arcane persuasion myself. I do dabble every now and then, and you know, I mean, I can't lie. I'm curious about this Spire and perhaps how it could benefit me in the long run. But really, just seeking information. What you might have to offer to somebody who's coming in and out.
Right. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. Not great at that. That's a 10. 10 plus 1, 11.
11, okay. Right. Well, I can answer some of your questions, and others I can't, partly because I can't quite say, but as far as what their business is, what their goals are, I mean, blimey if I know. I don't even know if they all know. There's a lot of them up there, and they all got their own. There's so many departments that I've heard of. You know, they've all got kind of different things going on and different experiments, and they got mages and wizards and sorcerers and like coming from all over the place to experiment and learn and do all that sort of thing. So that's sort of the purpose, as far as I understand it, that it's a place of gathered arcane study and research and the like. That's about all I'm privy to tell you.
Aye, but what she's not saying is that they do a lot of dangerous stuff there too.
And you see Arlie just kind of like give the dwarf just kind of like a shove. It's like,
I ain't telling him nothing. Nobody already knows. It's just that. Well, let's just say, just between you and me here. Well,
of course.
Everyone already knows this, but since you're new, you haven't heard. But every now and then you'll watch and you might hear sort of a roll, like a rumbling sound off in the distance, and you look up and there's odd colors, kind of like different smokes and things and kind of things coming up from the tower, different places. So, I mean, who knows what kind of experiments they got going on there? But, you know, it's not our job to wonder why. I mean, you got a fairly decent life here. You unload things and load things, unload some more stuff, and drink, and then do it again. And it's pretty comfortable. Very comfortable and a tad boring, perhaps, but I suppose safe is better. Anyway, that's about all I'm privy to. I hope that wets your whistle enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Just looking for some information. Like I said, I'm new. Hey, what are you guys drinking?
Hi. Oh, well, he's always one for the rum there, but I prefer the mead. A little bit of a honey taste to it, I appreciate.
Cool. Well, have a round on me. Denar's gonna pull out one of his new gold coins and just place it on the table in front of them.
You are new. Thank you.
And then Dinar will get up and leave.
During this whole conversation, Flick has been working the room, telling our story again.
Doing some crowd work.
Yeah.
There's the other like 5 people in there, yeah.
You can see in the background over the, like I'm picturing this framed as he's having this conversation. You see Flick in the background, just him animatedly telling the story.
Oh, I love it. Awesome. About half an hour or so after you guys have been there, the captain comes in and just kind of sees you. And you see him kind of like looking around a little bit and kind of nods to Kuna, a couple of people, and then kind of comes and pulls up a chair and sits down.
Time flies when you're having rum, my boys. Time flies when you're having rum. Ah, yes. Uh-huh.
Hey. So we need to talk about what our next step is going to be.
You got a job?
No.
Okay.
We wanted to, come on. We wanted to talk about perhaps going down to see a friend of mine down at Porto Darius about the you-know-what inside the you-know-what going to the you-know-where.
So at this point, what can I put up as white noise? Just more like background, like sort of, again, this is a minor illusion. I can make a sound.
Okay.
I'm going to just make conversation noise that'll sort of drown out what we're actually saying. And
Okay.
Fair enough. Nobody seems to really take too much mind to it.
So loud.
Just lean in, Talon. Just hand on one ear, and you can listen with the other.
You know, Talon, you don't always need to drink that much right away. You can kind of space it out.
That's what you think.
Just throwing that out there.
I think he's got some issues he's working through. We'll deal with that another time.
Wait. I'd very much like to know what your thoughts are. I see that you met Mr. Mancone there. What are your thoughts on him?
Well,
I don't know. He seemed nice enough. He was willing to sign the paperwork. That's all I cared about.
He paid us for sure, but...
You know what they say. 5 curses and spite live in each gnome. This truth can't be ignored. The best way to get rid of a gnome is to throw that gnome overboard.
Ixnay on the overboard, nay.
yeah, he actually sang that right in front of the guy.
I don't speak Dwarvish.
Did you? Boy.
Actually, I do.
Talon, we gotta work on your tact a little bit. Just,
What? He doesn't.
Things you don't
Just because
want.
he has the money, he deserves all the respect. I don't understand this.
Well, he was the one paying us.
He still paid us.
This time.
Yeah, but he might think twice about giving us another job. Maybe. I don't
He
know.
wants to throw his money away. I'm not gonna stop him.
Maybe the guy's a glutton for punishment. Who knows?
Gotta
He seems
say
shifty to
that
me.
him coming down here himself to retrieve the chest. Now, normally shipments that I've delivered here to the port that are heading up to the Ivory Spire, you don't see the mages themselves coming down. They got people to do that for them, to load up
I did think
carts and the like. and take it up there. So him making an appearance down here, that's pretty rare.
I was
Maybe.
wondering about that.
Given what we know is in the box, it's not that surprising. He probably doesn't trust nobody else to take it.
Take that, but even still, I mean, I've transported some pretty precious cargo here in my day.
You look in all of your boxes?
How'd you keep that down, William? It's bad for business to go spreading that kind of thing, that we're poking our noses into what we ain't supposed to.
So
All I'm saying is that even still, with it being, you know, what it was, him coming is mighty interesting seeing him here. You know, Tom and I were speaking a little bit after he left, and he says that the Duan came here almost as if he knew right when we were about to arrive, which, I mean, kind of makes sense. He was able to track the chest and all. Just popped in, you know, immediately kind of told Tom to show him to where it was, and left. Not much for a conversation I liked, but according to Mr. Thomas there, he's only ever seen him or, you know, his peers kind of come down to the port maybe 2 or 3 times at most.
So real talk here, Captain Boone. Are we at risk of being rubbed out if we know too much?
I don't think so. Now, I'm not about to say that I fully trust the Spire and everything that them folk do up there, but they're not ill types either. I mean, they're decent folk, law-abiding for the most part, not the kind that are going to kind of murder you in your sleep, you know. They got a fairly decent reputation as far as mages go. That said, I'm not going to say that there won't be any sort of trouble if it were to be found out that we know more than we ought to.
Dinar's 10 times the decent gentleman as these mages.
Well,
Maybe,
you know
what,
but Captain, just because you mentioned the fact that he was there when we arrived, I have a pretty big fear right now. I don't have the ability to myself, but I know that some more powerful mages, wizards, they have the ability to like spy on you from afar magically. The fact that he knew we were coming makes me really concerned that perhaps he saw that we were trying to get into that chest.
Well, he did.
I mean, what do you just expect? You say, you go find this box, whatever you do, don't open it.
I mean, to our credit, we didn't open it. We didn't open it, so...
Not for lack of trying, mind you, but...
Well, no, and that's my concern. What if he saw us fiddling?
Did he give any indication that he was suspicious of anything?
Not more than what you'd expect from one of his station.
Yeah, I mean, he did some magical thing that I didn't really understand it, but he seemed to check the contents without opening the box.
I think he was more inspecting that the seal was still on.
Yeah.
And assumed everything else was kosher after that.
That's true. Maybe we're in the clear. Maybe I'm being too anxious. I don't know.
Well, can I like do a retroactive insight check to see whether he was suspicious at all? Like looking back on the
after
situation?
you've had a few drinks?
Yeah.
Sure. Give me an insight to kind of think back on the situation and evaluate.
All right.
Say that's
Oh yeah, I know what's going on.
Oh no.
You're having a hard time recalling his exact demeanor, other than kind of hoity-toity. Yeah. Hard to say specifically though.
So, Captain, your idea about going to check with your friend about the possible uses of that cargo is a good idea. Maybe what I can do for the rest of the night, there's a lot of other dock workers and ship hands here. I'll work the room, see what else has been delivered recently, see if we can sort of build a list of all the crap they've taken in. And if your friend could look at that and say, oh my God, they're building War Machine Death Ray. Who knows?
Just if you're gonna be about that, just do me a favor and try not to prod too deep, because that'll definitely raise some eyebrows. I would like to be able to continue doing business at this port.
I am the paragon of discretion. Do not worry, my captain.
I don't know what a paragon is, but sure.
Hey, you're funny.
What's a paragon? Is it like a parakeet? Like a
Sure.
can't say I've seen one before.
I'll do what you say, Captain. Don't worry.
All right, appreciate that, Miley. Like, well, if we're going to continue any of this conversation, I would think we should do so perhaps aboard the Devil instead of in here. I mean, these are good folk and all, but rather not risk it too much. Now, I have to say, I may have accidentally let it slip to Mr. Connor that there was something valuable inside.
For the first time in this whole conversation, Torque looks up from his drink.
Valuable or
Well,
Incalculably.
I mean, put it this way. He, again, putting two and two together with the Dewan coming down here himself, and all understood that obviously there was something mighty important in there. During our conversation, I mean, I didn't tell him exactly what it was, but just that it was something mighty rare and hard to come by, indeed. Kind of thought twice after it. Now, I do trust Mr. Connor. Him and I, we've got a long history. He's a good sort, but
every man has his price.
I suppose. Yet again, that's quite pessimistic of you, but I suppose you're right.
I mean, if you need some fingers broken or something, just I'm your man. Just
Nothing like that. Like I said, okay, he's been here long enough and dealt with the mages and enough cargo coming in that he knows.
He knows when to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah,
Good.
Sure, we'll put it that way. He likes his job, and he's not keen on losing it anytime soon. So, anyway, I'm gonna make my way back to the ship. You see what you can find out, and I'm gonna get a letter prepared. Find a carrier pigeon in town here, and to send word to my friends ahead of our arrival, just so that he knows that we're on the way and perhaps can be ready for us. He's a bit of an eccentric type, so I want to make sure we can actually catch him in a good mood when we get there. I'm going to go take care of that, and I'll see you gents later.
You can't leave without first having a drink with us. Come on.
I'll drink later. I've got some business first, so I appreciate it, though. You enjoy.
Well, more for us.
All of his.
Hi, and
Captain makes his way
Time flies when you're
back out of the
having
berth.
rum, me boys. Time flies when you're having rum. You're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns.
Certainly hope you're not black flag. Yeah. Good game, though. Anyway. So the captain's left. The bar is actually kind of emptied out a little bit. You can see it's kind of like, a couple people come in for like a midday drink, but then I'm kind of going back to work. So not too much going on at the moment. Kuna's just kind of behind the bar, just cleaning some glasses and stuff. Kind of gives you guys a look every now and then, just gives a nod. And... What are you gonna do?
I think Torque just... Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, if there are still enough people in here from other ships or regular dock workers for Flick to sort of make a round and hit them up for some information on the kinds of things they've been unloading recently for the Ivory Spire.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it's probably about half a dozen altogether. And we'll say give me anywhere between 1 to 10 gold total and persuasion check.
So between my storytelling and I'll sort of, as I'm there telling the stories, I'll buy around for the tables that I'm at as I'm retelling the tale.
Okay.
This is the stuff that I've been doing. What have you guys been up to?
Take a shot every time Flick punches a tentacle.
So we'll put it this way: it'll be a persuasion check. The DC going down, depending on how much gold, how much money you put into it. So
I'll throw 10 gold at that. No problem.
10 gold into it. All right.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and give me a persuasion check, please. I'll give you advantage on
low
this.
profile, are we?
Persuasion.
I'll give you persuasion. These guys, these folk are bored. They don't hear too much.
He says the giant turtle.
Yeah.
I mean, Torque is still just kind of sitting at the bar. He's
Depending on how this goes, I have other
more of a casual observer to all of this.
All right. So yeah, you definitely make some fast friends. Spreading money and buying rounds is definitely a quick way to gain the ear and the trust of these type of folk. And you get like a laundry list essentially of all manner of things. One individual goes into more detail than you care to know about just like all the types of food that come in for the Spire.
Okay.
Detailing like the different types of grain and where they come from, and just food. They get livestock delivered, a lot of raw materials, metals and ores. They
in particular, anything that was like a rush order, like the iron that we brought, I'll sort of push for. But
sure, yeah. So I was getting onto that. It does seem that over the past 3 to 4 weeks or so, there's been an increase in the amount of things that have been coming in. Just in general, there seems to be more orders coming in kind of per day, per week than on average. So they seem to be kind of eagerly looking for supplies of all sorts again. Big shipments, small shipments. Some come in really fancy looking boxes, others just kind of like heavy cargo. But there's definitely been a lot of traffic over the past month.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, they're stockpiling for something.
Sure would be nice if we had a sorcerer or something who could tell us all about what these things mean.
Yeah.
Are you without going into the list of ingredients and all, are you kind of sharing this with the group?
Yeah, I'll sort of come back and retell here's the scoop. They've been bringing in a lot of extra stuff, and then laundry list of.
Okay. So I would say that Dinar, there's a few items in there that kind of catch your interest of things that to have kind of basic alchemical properties, or the kind of spell components. It sounds like bulk quantities of spell components. So you can give me an Arcana check if you want, based on the information that's what is telling you.
All right. Well, that's a 1.
Oh.
Plus 6.
Still.
But a 1.
So 7.
7.
Nothing really. I mean, you recognize a lot of ingredients, like that's a spell component. But as far as sort of what connection it all might have, it's kind of hard to put a talent on.
It's not like I'm hearing all those components thinking like, oh, well, that's probably that spell. It's just, oh, there's a list of components.
Yeah, you recognize. I know those are components. I understand these words, but their connection to one another, not as much.
To be
Yeah.
fair, a lot of things are components
I know.
that are like just everyday things.
Exactly, like a leaf. Oh, that's like a wait, what?
Like mistletoe.
Yeah, I imagine most of the suspicion comes from the quantity of things and the combination of things.
It is,
more
yeah,
than
and
things
the fact that it's all
themselves.
been yeah.
But there is.
I'll need a lot
Why
of
did they order
recipe
6
for-
gallons of bat guano?
That's a lot of fireballs.
Here comes the outbreak.
Oh, too soon.
Too
Ooh.
soon.
Too
Too
soon.
soon. Too soon. But yeah, the quantities of sort of ingredients and components that are coming in seem to be quite extensive.
Like they're stockpiling for. They're expecting something is going to happen, or they're planning for. We need to get this list to Captain's kooky friend, see if he can do the wall of string thing with us and figure it all out for us.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You sure we're not immediately stringing ourselves up by doing that?
Well, my hope is we might be able to pick up some business along the way and continue patting the pockets a bit. This should be not our primary concern. We are still a ship of commerce, after all.
Flick, I feel like you
Unless
should know
they're-
this more than anyone, but the last thing you want to do is anger somebody with money and power.
Exactly. I do not want to get squished under whatever thumb they've got.
Unless these materials they are gathering
Big beast thumb.
are to mount an attack.
No, Torque is correct. If there's something we can do about this, I'm all for it. I just think we need to be a little more careful and not just blab about it to every single person that we meet.
Well, no, but this is supposed to be the captain's, like, buddy, right?
Yeah,
It's not just anybody. It's not like Flick's going around telling everybody, hey, looks like they're...
Sure,
I almost said
sure.
that out loud. I'm not going to say
But-
that louder than I need to.
If the captain was uncomfortable realizing that he shared something he shouldn't have with this person, he clearly doesn't trust him as much as he says he does.
Well, Connor, yeah. But this guy that he wants to sell to, right? Or sail to? Aren't we going somewhere with the captain? Didn't he say
Yeah.
go down south?
Yeah, so he'd mentioned the Porto de Arias, which
Yeah.
is a free port, as it were.
Freeport.
Isle of Sands.
It's a
All
pirate
I'm
port.
saying is, if the captain's not happy that he shared information with someone he says he trusts, I'm not sure how much his word can mean in terms of this type of thing. But we could certainly meet the person ourselves and make a decision.
That's true.
I don't let it never be known that I am one to judge a man based on rumors.
Goodness for that. Anywho, I think we got some drinks to put in us, and then setting sail. That's the plan. Yes,
We setting sail in the morning?
I think that's what Captain said.
How many hours till morning?
Quite a few still. About midday.
Yeah,
Quite a
so-
few, and Talon just got a pocket full of gold.
Excellent.
Leaves the bar, 250 gold gone. Like, what?
Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme.
Later that night, you see Kuna just like walking, like jangling. Big sack of gold.
Let's drink and be merry, all out of one glass.
That's not sanitary.
That's not COVID kosher.
I was going to say that's not
Yeah.
all protocol.
No.
Torque is just going to be sort of sitting at the bar, just watching Talon
Surprisingly enough,
while this
before-
is happening.
the 15th century didn't really concern themselves.
It's true.
Really weird.
True. I
think,
mean, I guess
uh,
alcohol does have the ability to kill off things, but
That was the whole point, right? That was the point of grog.
Has the ability to
Yeah.
kill off Talon if he's not careful.
there's that too.
I think Dinar will probably hang around for an hour, and then when Talon is well in the bucket, he's going to head back to the ship. And whatever side of the ship is facing the spire, Dinar is going to keep himself busy, just kind of milling about over there. He's kind of intrigued by what those two those two locals were talking about sometimes you see weird sparks and fumes and clouds popping up from the spire. So Dinar's going to try to get eyes on that if he can before he needs to sleep.
Okay. So on the map, you can kind of see the sort of where the ship is berthed in there, with the bow kind of pointing almost in the direction of the like northeast towards the spire. So getting kind of a vantage point, even like just on the front of the ship.
Yeah.
On the quarterdeck from the front there, you'd be able to get a pretty decent view.
Okay. And that's where Dinar's going to hang out until he needs to get sleep.
Okay.
Put him in the brig until he's sober. Put him in the brig until he's sober.
I need a mug every time. I need to just have. I'm gonna get a little tankard that I can put right here. Exactly.
Oh,
exactly. I gotta get me one of those. Next on the props list.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Do we know what?
Up to?
Do we know what time the ship is docking or leaving dock in the morning?
There hasn't really been a set time.
Okay, because obviously I'm gonna save just enough money to potentially buy some new armor if there's a place to buy that here.
Okay. So there is the kind of sort of quartermaster supply warehouse, as it were, where Torque got his trident last time.
With take some
Sarina the elf.
Studded leather.
I think Torque is going to go with him because he lost one of his boarding axes in the octopus fight, and no point in not replacing it before we ship out.
All right, if Torque is on tail-end detail, I'll head back to the ship, and I'll make you two make sure you make it back to the ship sometime. Hey, Torque, don't let him keep you out too late, okay?
I'll bring him back.
All right. So the two of you make your way into the warehouse, and again, coming up on it, there's that kind of the word supply just scrawled, kind of scratched in common above the door, and going inside. Turn that music off now, because we're no longer in the tavern. Again, so Torque, you remember, you recognize Serena, the elven woman, and she looks like she's kind of arranging something on one of the shelves as you walk in. And the door opens. She kind of turns and she goes, you're back. Tell me, my friend, how did that trident serve you? Was it everything you were hoping for?
He kind of puts a hand to it where it's just sort of strapped to his back right now and says, it was sufficient for the task.
Oh yeah, we gotta tell you about this. Listen, so there were like these 30 tentacles.
Just clamps the hand over Talen's head. We are looking to continue our patronage.
I'm always happy to hear that. What can I help you with today, gentlemen?
Any chance you've got some nice leather armor that's been reinforced with metal bands and studs that I could potentially fashion into a new waistcoat?
Yes, I do. I do have a few sets of leather armor. I believe I have a studded set. So now I can't do any tailoring for you. It's just what it is, but
I'll make it work.
I should have something for you. Cool.
There are very few outfits in this world that don't work on my body.
Indeed. My turtle friend, does he always speak of himself this way?
This is actually the most humble I've ever seen him.
Wow. Interesting company you keep. But anyway, business is business. Leather armor for the well-dressed man here. And for you, my turtle friend, what can I do for you this time?
Torque just unclasps his boarding axe and holds it out and says, I used to have 2 of these. Now I have 1.
Oh, you should have seen it. It was a hell of a throw. You see, he had to wind up quite a good ways.
Clamp. This is a problem that needs amending.
So your axe is lonely, is what you're saying, and it needs a companion.
I am an appreciator of symmetry.
I can understand that perfectly well. And she kind of taps at her hips now. For the first time, you notice that there's two like small sheaths there. She appears that she's got a pair of like two daggers, one on either side of her hip. She just kind of gives a little pat. Yes, symmetry goes a long way. Boarding axe then, hand axe for yourself and leather armor for your friend. Easily done. Anything else that can interest you in? Any other weapons or armor? Any do you need any rope? I've got far too much rope and I'd love to get rid of some. She kind of says with a little bit of a grimace.
Torque is going to think back to the conversation at the table last night about shipments coming in. Have you received any new supply as of late?
I get new supply in every now and then. Something in particular you were interested in?
Merely curious as to what's been in demand.
Well, there's not too much in demand in a small little port like this, other than sort of your standard armor and clothing and rope and tackle and all manner of that sort of thing. So yeah, that's about it. See, most of what comes in makes its way up to the tower. That's sort of its primary destination. I'm here merely to supply those who do the transporting, as it were. Keep the guards, as few as they are, outfitted as well. You know, that sort of things.
Anything to help pass the time on long voyages?
Well, I'm not coming with you, if that's what you're thinking.
I was more thinking in terms of playing cards or dice.
I do have a few gaming sets on hand that I'd be willing to part with as well. So
I just unclasp my hand from Talon and I just lean over to him and say, if you behave yourself for the remainder of this excursion, I will allow you to pick out one set of toys.
Daddy, can I have that one?
Oh, please, my fine shelled friend. I am always on my best behavior.
That's what I am concerned about.
I would hate to see you at your worst, then.
Oh, you certainly would.
You're an interesting one, aren't you?
Torque is just going to let this play out while he goes to where the weapons
I gotta go put on my armor too. I gotta go do that.
Okay. So you guys can standard price for that if you want to add that equipment.
Yay, I'm not as squishy.
It's your inventory. Dinar, while this is occurring as you are lounging but being perceptive as you can be on the ship, give me a perception check as you're watching the horizon in the tower of the spire.
Let's see, perception. That's a 6 + 1.
Okay. You know when you're really focusing on something and then you realize after about a minute that you've actually like been looking at nothing?
Yep.
You find yourself doing that often as you're kind of like looking at the spire, you're looking, and then you realize that your focus is actually just like fuzzed out and you're just kind of like
pretty tired.
Nothing out of the ordinary seems to happen. I mean, it's a clear day. You can see the spire, but you don't catch any unusual light or the like.
That's disappointing.
So Flick will return while you're on your watch, and I do want to have a quick chat with Dinar. So
you find him right up on the forecastle, just kind of standing there, like looking out.
So, Big D, did you see when that gnome guy was doing his magic thing?
Yeah.
And he was like going over the box. Did you like recognize what he was doing? Because like it's all Greek to me still. I'm still learning, but you are a bit more practiced in this crap than me. So.
Well, do I?
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Okay. Oh, crying out loud. That's 2 ones. That's 2 ones. That's so plus 6, 7.
You weren't able to quite catch the verbal components, and sort of the somatic movements were not familiar.
I'm not gonna lie, Flick. I was kind of concerned the guy was gonna know that we had tampered, so I was a little distracted, unfortunately.
It's all cool, because I noticed that you don't use a big ass book like I got, and it's probably different from the magic that guy uses too. So everyone's got their own thing.
It's true.
How does yours work anyway?
So when you're an outcast in your own society, you have to come up with creative ways to develop your skills. You came across a spell book, I'm assuming in non-nefarious ways.
Oh, and, absolutely.
Of course, yeah.
I found it.
Yes, of course. So like you found a spell book and you're teaching yourself through it. I did not have access to the kinds of papers and inks and all that you need. So you see this leather strap thing that I have around my shoulders with like all the arcane writings on it and stuff. So I found some very smart people who taught me how to turn this into my spell book, if you want to call it that.
Interesting.
So
because it raises an interesting point, because going through this big ass book of mine, I'm realizing there's a hell of a lot of filler in this thing. Holy smokes. The amount of showmanship they put into this stuff, when you can really weed this down. This is what I've been practicing like on our trip back.
Yeah.
You can trim this stuff down. And it's probably what you did with your belt thing too. It's got all the fluff taken out. And this is the crunchy stuff here. I appreciate the workmanship that went into that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I can tell you from my experience with other such wizards, arcane users, that sometimes they like to, kind of like you, embellish what they need to have written down there. They'll talk about, what happens when they do the spell, or they'll talk about how exactly they came across it in their spell book, because they're kind of egotistical. They like to remember the things about how great they are.
It's a big book. I've gotten through 50 pages of this damn thing, and I know 6 spells.
6? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me wonder if I was to borrow your book for a little while, what I could come up with, just...
I mean...
that would be interesting.
Not that I don't completely trust you or anything, but it's my baby, right? Like
I understand that. If you wanted to borrow my strap, we'd have words. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We can cross pollinate a little bit sometime. Let's we'll put a pin in that one. We'll deal with that one on our next long trip.
Sure. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Yes, we can maybe swap war stories.
Out of the tower there. This is our segue. Did you catch that?
What? No.
You turn and you don't see anything.
I have been standing here all day waiting to see something, and now I've missed it. So I think I'm going to bed.
Right. And off we go.
Okay.
So just for inventory bookkeeping, in addition to replacing his hand axe, Torque did buy a set of playing cards.
Certainly.
And he's going to be talking to Tayland a bit on the way back.
Okay. For flavor note, the cards that you purchase, all of the what's the name for the like the jacks and the queens, stuff like that, not the number cards, but
the face
cards, that's it. They all seem to be illustrated with like kind of like wizards and sorcerers and that kind of thing. Very much Spire-esque.
So Torque will just hold up the deck to Tayland and say, Do you play?
I have. Never really had a chance to learn the rules.
I spent 10 years on an island with no other living beings accompanying me besides palm trees and coconut crabs. Over the course of this decade, I learned many things. Chief amongst them, the ability to find content in loneliness and an appreciation for silence. He hands the deck to Tayland. You will learn to play so that your hands will remain busy and away from other things.
All right. If you want to give me something, I'll accept it. That's fine. Always kind of wanted to learn. I heard you could win a lot of money with this stuff.
We will wager rations and work our way up from there.
Just for clarification, they don't like it when you take notches in the cards, right?
That would
When you
defeat
mark
the purpose
cards?
of the game, yes.
Well, if the purpose of the game is to win, then actually it does not defeat the purpose.
Perhaps you would be more suited to begin with my favorite game, Solitaire.
Can't say I've heard of that one before.
You will learn.
Orc invented it.
Canon.
Oh man, I'm just picturing a ship's betting pool on Talen's solitaire games now.
The bet is how long he flips cards before he just like flips the table.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So Tayland and Torque, as you are making your way back to the ship, and this would be before. So Dinar, you're still on the front. So while sort of tail end of your conversation with this Flick, you
Tail end of our conversation.
the tail end of your conversation. Yes, exactly. You kind of hear a faint sound at first, and then it grows immediately louder and louder as somebody is ringing a bell. And you can kind of see off, as you're sailing into port, you notice there's like a few little like small islands here and there, and a couple of them had like ballista on them, like, you know, little campfires, kind of like almost like outlook little islands. And kind of looking out now, you can see what appears to be a guard on one of these little islands with the ballista, just like furiously just ringing a bell, ding 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 ding, and it's a warning sound. And
I believe that is the everything is okay alarm. Let us not trifle with
Usually
this.
those are in the key of A major. That's E minor. That's bad.
minor key is always bad news. Yeah. Flick and Dinar, being a little bit closer, you see as he's ringing the bell, this sort of fish-like serpentine look like figure kind of like leaps out of the water right beside the island with this like nasty looking kind of spear in hand, dripping water, and lands right beside this guard and just lets out this weird kind of eerie like screech. And you haven't encountered these here, but based on the descriptions, I would say especially Tailends, as you see this come out too, those of you spend enough time on the ship, you recognize that this can only be a Sahagin.
Which is what we were warned about, right? That's what we were expecting. Yeah.
You were.
They were tired of waiting for us to go find them, so they found us instead.
Followed us home.
All right. So let's actually take a break.
Okay.
It'll take 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes or so.
Can you
We'll
use
set
a
this
bio?
up, and we'll jump back in as Swagen.
Schwagen.
Swagen. Swehagen.
Schwagen.
In Goblin, they're sea devils.
Sea devils, them things. Interport. So let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
How's it going, everyone? Craig here, aka Pundy MC, also known as Pundy. I think that's all of my nicknames at the moment. Anyway, I just wanted to say hey, and thanks for tuning in to our Sea of Souls live stream campaign brought to you by the Elder Brain. You know, when we put this together, it's actually something that's been a long time in the making, and sort of our number one goal was just to entertain. We just wanted to put something out there that people would enjoy, and we want to have fun while we're doing it, and we are having fun. So I hope that you are having fun watching it and enjoying it. And this is a totally homebrew world. It's something that I've been creating for probably, I don't know, past like 10 years or so, since it kind of first started, the first inklings of this world and what it looked like. So it's been a long time in the making, and I hope you're enjoying the world so far. It is homebrew again, so there's all brand new gods. There's all kinds of new stuff in the world that you won't find in other settings, and that's really what I was hoping to present, was something that was original as far as settings go. But it does draw heavily upon different sources. And Ghost of Saltmarsh is one that I've drawn a lot of inspiration from, because it is still my favorite book, to be honest. I know there's a lot of sources that have come out for D&D. Tasha's is amazing, just kind of doing a read through of it. But Ghost of Saltmarsh is one that has really inspired me, and so I've tried to put a lot of the feel from that book into this campaign. And I've homebrewed a lot on top of it as well when it comes to ships and sort of the nautical stuff that's presented there. But I hope that you will enjoy what we have provided so far, and there's plenty of adventure yet to come. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you follow us on Twitter at ElderBrainCast. You can find us on Podbean as well, at elderbrain.podbean.com. If you want to listen to audio, we have other podcasts that are up on there as well. We just did one talking about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So if you're looking for some more D&D content and sort of RPG content, then make sure you follow us. You can check us out on YouTube as well, where we post the VODs of our live streams regularly, so that if you're not able to watch us live, then you can catch us there as well. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for taking this journey with us, and we will see where it goes. See ya.
Greetings, wary travelers. My name is Mike, and I will be playing the role of Dinar Neurixius, dragonborn wizard on the Sea of Souls. Allow me to get into character, and we can learn a little bit more about this pale golden dragon. Being chosen is supposed to be a good thing. Chosen by the gods to serve a purpose. However, it can mean facing a life alone. I was born in our homeland, Drakor, in the east. And though these scales are supposed to be a blessing, I was reviled by so many. I could see their jealousy, could feel their stares. My own people shunned me, and so I left. I still drew stares when I arrived in Stormhaven. It's hard to miss these scales. But the dwarves were far more accepting of me. I learned I could put my magic to good use out on the seas, so I served aboard a ship, adding my arcana to their arsenal. Maybe one day I'll return home. Maybe they will welcome me as Verithan's champion. Or at least, as kin. For now, though, life among the Gungrim is good. I am used to standing out here, used to towering over this good folk. But what they lack in size, they make up for in heart.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I play the goblin Flick Dogslicer, an Eldritch Knight fighter. Once upon a time, there was a goblin named Flick. That's me. He was a good egg, but as a recently emancipated man, he didn't necessarily have the finest grasp on the rules of free society, and often ended up on the wrong side of the law. So anyway, I'm in this back alley, minding my own business, rooting through the trash, when this old guy in a blue dress and a big floppy hat with stars and crap all over it comes out of nowhere screaming, "Oh my god, it's a goblin," and starts shooting fire out of his hands at me. So I shanked him. I didn't mean to kill him per se, but, heat of the moment and all that. Now even I knew how this would play out with the guard, so I'm looking for a quick escape. But this old guy didn't even have the courtesy of carrying a coin purse, just this big stupid book. So, yoink, and I beat feet to the pier and sign aboard the first ship that's looking for crew. Long story short, with enough time and patience, even a bozo like me can figure out a little magic from that big old book. I joined a good crew and enjoy my life as a seafaring mercenary, trying to keep ahead of the law and maybe make a coin or two for myself. The end. By Flick.
Greetings, tale seekers and story watchers. I am Devin, medieval enthusiast and D&D veteran since my 11th birthday when I received the 3rd edition starter set. Led to a bit of a collection. I will be playing the part of Tayland Wavesinger, human bard and mariner, master of the weaponized sea shanty. Oh, it'd be alright if the wind was at our sails. Tayland is a man slowly being consumed by his own faults. He drinks far too much, and has quite a ruthless disposition against those he dislikes. But he still tries to do what's right when he can. As for his goals, well, I'll let him tell you. Oh, me name is Tayland Wavesinger, and I quickly tell to you of a man that I am a-hunting across the ocean blue, with power over the sea and sky. Believe me when I say that when I finally find the bastard, it'll be his last day.
In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man. Down to a sunless sea.
Torque is a Tortle barbarian, presumed to be the sole survivor of the Loggerhead tribe. Even by Tortle standards, Torque is a taciturn individual, never deigning to use 5 words where 2 will suffice, and as such has been less than forthcoming in sharing his personal history with his compatriots. What is known of Torque is that he was discovered on a remote island by a passing merchant vessel, having apparently been marooned there for some years in the wake of a shipwreck which destroyed the rest of his tribe. It is for this reason that Torque holds a special reverence for Desfuna, goddess of the ocean, whom he believes spared his life in the ocean storm that decimated his kin. Having spent the better part of a decade in near total isolation, Torque is unfamiliar with the ways of the modern world, and his social skills are somewhat lacking. It is perhaps for this reason that he has chosen to align himself with allies who are blessed in the gift of gab, as he continues on his pilgrimage, the destination of which is unknown even to himself. Hi everyone, my name is Jack, and I am not a professional voice actor or performer by any means. However, I do have a serious passion for tabletop RPGs, and I hope that you enjoy this upcoming game as much as we're going to enjoy playing it.
All right, we are back from the break, right in time to jump into a little bit of action. So we'll go ahead and set the scene at the docks.
Is.
And get some appropriate music going. All right. It's rocking. So that's what I mean by map within the map. It was the close up of the dock. Yeah. That's the point of that today. All right, so down here, you can see there's the sort of little guard post there where the guard was ringing the bell, and the swag that is. Should we ask? We'll have to get a Crawford ruling on that maybe, or a Perkins ruling on on the pronunciation.
Hang on, I'll see how they pronounce it on D&D Beyond.
There you go.
It's Sahuagin.
It's Sahuagin. Yeah. I say Sahuagin because, you know. Anyway. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get initiative going.
Oh yeah, I guess that is part of the process, isn't it?
Yeah.
It most assuredly
It's
is.
almost like it's been a few weeks.
How do I do endure again?
All right, I've clicked my character.
How do I do endure?
Did that roll? Why didn't that roll? Oh, it did. Okay.
Oh guys, the guards got this. We're just gonna watch. We're gonna spectate.
Spectate.
Time for everything, right?
All right. Okay, so as you guys, Torque and Talon can make their way back to the dock. Dinar and Flick on the boat, and you see right as the Sahagin kind of jumps up and kind of starts going for the guard. The guard kind of leans back out of the way, and just kind of has a short sword and just goes and tries to take a swipe at the Sahagin. That's going to be a miss. So the Sahagin manages to kind of get that odd-looking kind of spear in the way and just blocks it.
Okay, maybe they don't have this.
The guard at the top of the pier up here starts turning a rather large mounted ballista that you can see kind of on the end of the pier, but it looks like it takes a little bit of a turn. She kind of like takes out the locking pins and starts to kind of turn it in direction towards where that Sahuagin is. I'm gonna change the music. One that's a little bit more loopy, for lack of a better term. All right, this guard is gonna go 5, 10, 25. You hear the guards now yelling out. One says Sahagan, one's like Sahuagin.
They're not even sure.
Depends on where you're from, okay? It's like tomatoes and tomatoes.
Oh, yes.
It's a regional dialect.
It is. I gotta say, man, Uber Eats is totally off thought, but Uber Eats has like the best commercials right now with Mark Hamill and Patrick Stewart.
Oh, Patrick Stewart.
Those are have you guys seen them?
Yeah.
They're so good. Tomatoes, tomatoes. It's like pure fan service, right? Pure nerdy fan service, and it's amazing. It's so good. All right, as the guards start making their way down towards where this again has been sighted.
The creature.
Flick. I added a crow's nest on the ship there for you, Flick.
Oh, very nice.
Just
I enjoy that.
just because.
Well, I'm assuming these guys probably don't travel solo, huh?
I would say, yeah. Usually stories about Sahuagin are plural. It's very rare that there would be a singular.
Getting swarmed by or overrun by seems like more of a common tale. In that case, maybe what I will do is, this is the gangplank here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will move to here. I guess I'm going to use my careful goblin racial trait and make a bonus action perception check.
Excellent.
To see if I can see any more.
You're going to look very carefully.
Yeah. Not carefully enough, apparently. That's a 10.
I mean, you can't use it in a pun if you're the one that made up the word.
Yes, I can.
That feels like cheating.
I can do whatever I want.
He's
my
the DM.
My game. That's right.
In my fantasy setting, there are 6 words that rhyme with orange.
That's right. One of them is Blornge. Although don't say that in certain places. It's like you don't see much else looking out in the water. Hard to get a good ping on anything other than the one that's on the island at the moment.
All right. He is 40 feet from me. You know what? It always comes back. So I'll just pop a dagger out and see if I can get his attention.
Quite the toss, yeah. Awesome.
All right, so this will be with disadvantage because it's over 20 but under 60, so it's in range, but I have to throw with disadvantage.
You know, it's crazy when you think about how far like 60 feet actually is. Or 40
Yeah,
feet,
like
and being able to throw a dagger that far.
Like this is like a high arcing shot at this point.
We're adventurers.
That's right.
All right, and with disadvantage, that's an 11.
That will not hit.
And just gloop into the deep it goes.
Kind of falls a little bit short actually, and there's that. You see that little rowboat that's there, and just like
Makes it about halfway.
lands inside the rowboat.
Crap. Heads up, guys. I'm sure there's more. And I'm done.
Okay. That brings us to the Sea Devil. Sahuagin's turn. Who would say Sahuagin? Like, come on.
Correct, people.
That's gonna be the title of this episode, right? It's just like, so who? Something to do with Sahagin. And
Sahagin.
Yeah, Sahagin. the pronunciation of it. The pronunciation. All right, we're getting really distracted. It's awesome. Welcome to D&D. Okay, this one on the island with the guard here is going to go ahead and try to make a bite.
You mean the only one?
Guard. Yes, this one. Ooh.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Like, would I draw a whole stinking map for one? That'd be great, actually, if I did that. That'd be hilarious. I'm like, oh. That's going to be a miss. The guard manages to deflect its blow. But it does get to make a secondary attack. Visit Spear, and it still misses.
Man.
The guard is on full defense.
You got him, buddy!
This guard is actually the main character of the campaign.
Go, Jenkins!
That's right. Right.
We just did sort of a long con subversion to bring everyone here to the true hero of the story.
That's right. And it's just the guard, like the Mandalorian, the guard.
The guard.
That's it. Yeah.
He knows the way.
He knows the way. That is right. Okay. We're professionals. We don't get distracted. Fleck, as you are standing on the pier, another one jumps out of the water, lands on
my surprise.
crates, and is going to chuck a spear at you. This is going to be... Oh, that's a 20.
Reaction, shield.
Okay. Shimmering field of arcane force appears around Fleck as the spear kind of bounces off of it. And you see Sahagin kind of look for a second and go...
Yeah, that's right. Keep it coming.
Torque and Talon. You see by this other guard that is on the pier kind of closer to you, another creature pops out of the water here and kind of lands just in the bushes, kind of on the land right in front of this other guard, and is going to try and make a bite.
In range.
That is a 16. That is going to hit. Dealing 5 damage to the guard. So
Ooh, first blood.
Most of the guards hit points because they're guards. So the guard takes a nasty bite, kind of on the shoulder, and the leather, where the leather armor kind of like where the straps are, and his straps gonna break, and he just kind of winces at that. All right. That brings us to Talon.
All righty. Well, I was spending most of my time trying to figure out how to get all the way across there. So this time I don't have to worry about that. All right. I'm going to move around to about just the edge of the land there so that I have a clear shot on the Schwagen.
Okay. That's our poll. How do you pronounce it?
And I will take a shot.
Drop your answer in chat.
And
Oof.
You misjudge your aim, probably due to the excessive amounts of alcohol you have in you, and fire wide.
Adrenaline's slowly burning through it. Okay, it's all right.
The four of them that you see in front of you, aim for the one that's not actually there.
it's like mirror image for everyone.
Basically.
Hey, what can I say? Time flies when you're having rum. Torque, you can have inspiration.
Well, I've heard.
Okay.
Bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Make a note of that.
You're inspired by his bad shot. I got this.
Don't do that.
Lesson in what not to do. Dinar.
All right. Seeing this guard right in front of me take a probably nearly fatal blow.
Pretty nasty bite.
Pretty nasty bite. Too busy reading my spells. I should have planned better. Dinar is going to just something quick. He's going to ball up his hand, kind of muttering a little incantation, and produce a firebolt and hurl that at the Sahagin that's attacking that guard there. So let's see. Ranged spell attack is +6. Oh, that's a 2. 2 + 6, 8.
8 will not.
8 will not hit, of course. Why would it?
Ian. Oh, I love it. I'm always here for the Monty Python references, man. Oh, yes, please. Just carefully, you don't get sacked.
So with that miss, Dinar is going to just go to the top of the stairs here and keep an eye on the ship to make sure there's nothing like crawling the sides, but I guess that is Dinar's turn.
All right. Torque, you're up.
There's only so many things that Torque can do when he's just slightly more than 30 feet away.
I hear ya.
I think he's going to come up here. Probably not going to rage yet until, he's sure of their exact number.
Okay.
But he is going to unsheath his shiny new boarding axe and take a reckless swing, I think.
Okay.
Uh, 22?
Yeah, yep.
Alright, that'll be 10 slashing damage.
So you're throwing that at the...
I'm not throwing it at the guard. This will be an awful time for Torque to turn coat.
Yeah.
I was working with them all along.
I'm actually one of them. I'm a Sahorgal. All right, 10 damage. Yeah, you can get a good clean hit in the side of the sea devil. Like, blast some scales.
That's how you do it.
Like some icky kind of blackish red ichor. Good fish blood pouring out of its side.
Stay on guard. It still stands.
All right. Is that it for Mr. Torque?
For now, yeah. I don't want to pop my rage cherry just yet.
Like, I don't want to steal the show just yet. It's only round 1.
Well, I just want to make sure that there's plenty of things within punching range before I put it up. You know, I've only got 3 of them at this level. I gotta make them count. I gotta space them out.
All right. Back to the top of the round, the guards on the far island here is going to take an attack at the Sahagin in front of it. Drops its sword and reaches on their back and pulls out a spear. It's got kind of a barb on the end. 2 hands and goes for a jabbity jab. Gonna miss.
Ugh. Dang.
Gonna miss. Yeah, no good. This one that's been damaged. We'll do the same thing. That is gonna hit.
Hey.
And this guard is going to do 2-handed for 8 damage.
Say goodnight, sailor.
So this Sahagin's looking pretty wrecked. Still standing, but definitely taking a bit of a beating. That guard's gonna come in as well. Make their way down. Guard up at the top is still turning the ballista and locking it into place. Takes a little bit of effort to move it. And that will bring us to Flick.
Awesome. So here's my clever plan. I'm gonna hokey pokey up to this guy. I'm gonna hit him with my whip.
And then turn yourself about.
That's the plan. Actually, I'm gonna booming blade on him.
That's what it's all about.
Booming whip. Here we go.
Hey.
A 24 hit.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So he can enjoy 11 slashing damage.
Hmm.
Now
Maybe he actually enjoys it. He's
So I
it's a masochist.
10 feet. I'm going to move my remaining 20 away from him. So I'm going to provoke the opportunity attack.
Okay, he's going to take it. Just lashing out a claw at you.
Oh,
Yep.
Son of a gun.
So he'll give you a good swipe for 3 damage with his claw.
That's all right. Calculated risk. And I will move my remaining 20 feet away from him, and I'm going to taunt him and bring him on. Bring it on! You got any more of that? So he is now wreathed in booming energy. He will take damage if he moves, and I'm encouraging him to do so.
Gotcha. All right, we'll mark him. Okay.
Oh, and my macro did pre-roll the damage, so he'll take 7 if he moves.
I see that there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sahagin on the island. We'll go for a bite. Bite's gonna miss.
Ooh.
And spear attack also gonna miss.
That Sahagin sucks.
The guard is fighting off that Sahagin quite well.
They've kind of reached an impasse at this point.
They're just gonna like spear fencing. It's great. Although I guess that guard's trying to go spear fishing. For the fish folk. Yeah, the Sahagin comes after you, Flick, so it'll take that 7 damage. It moves forward and there's a bit of a thunderous boom. And it will come at you nonetheless, but took a pretty good gash. Definitely looking hoit. Make a bite at you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And we'll make a double-handed spear thrust.
Nope, not enough.
All right.
That one I deflect with the physical shield.
Perfect. One down here with this guard. Bite will miss. Spear will miss. Man, you're right. These guards, they're the heroes of the story. However, we got more. As more begin to leap out of the water. One by the guard on the ballista, another one further down on that pier.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, I didn't see the 2 that appeared up there.
Yep,
I just scrolled up.
Split up, tail end.
they're popping up.
Do-
You, I would say, yeah, you can hear behind on the pier. You hear the guard that was moving the ballistic kind of cry out. You hear a couple of screeches coming from that direction.
All right, I'll give a quick nod to Torque and I'll head up to the northern pier.
Yeah, me and Big D got these ones handled. You take care of the others.
I will move up about 30 feet, and let's try this again.
Squint a little bit. Rub your eyes.
Just, yeah, brace it on my arm. Come on, damn goggles.
Why is that one wearing a dress?
Nothing about that. That's better.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
3 piercing.
All right. 3 piercing on that one. Gotcha. Okay, that it for Mr. Tailend.
Yeah, that'll do.
All right, and on the tail end of his turn comes Donar.
You know, I got so used to playing that sorcerer character that now that I'm
Really?
playing like a utility wizard, I'm like, I don't have any fun spells to deal damage. All of my stuff is like buffing you guys.
How do you think I feel? Most of my spells are water-based. I'm like, oh
we have
gee,
water.
I could create a cloud of water, or I could create a fog of water, or I could throw water at them.
Oh man. All right. So, oh jeez.
Take water. Thank you.
So what do I got? I've got daggers. That's the best I've got. Okay. All right. So Taylor or Flick said that we've got these guys down here, so I'm gonna follow Flick's example. I'm gonna move back this way, and target the Sahagin that should be on death's door.
Yeah, looking pretty rough.
I'm gonna throw an acid splash at it this time. So I'm gonna 2 hands together, kind of little bubble of acid appears in Dinar's hand, and he's gonna hurl it just at that one target to see if he can deal some damage there. The target needs to succeed a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save. All right. Dex save coming up. 9.
That fails. So it is going to take 1d6 acid damage.
Oh,
Acid, what you did there.
So that is 4 acid damage on that target.
All right, and that will bring this one beyond death's door. Hey, into the grave. All right. The acid splashes across that Sahagan's face and kind of screeches out as it drops to the ground.
All right.
Stops moving after a moment as the acid continues to kind of sizzle into it and burn through its scales.
Good. Dinar is going to move. He gets how many feet of movement? I forget now. 30 feet of movement. So 5,
30, yeah.
20, 25, 30, right to there. And that'll be Dinar's turn.
Nice shot, D.
Thanks, Flick.
So for my turn, can I move 30 feet this way, and as my free object interaction, retrieve the axe that I threw at this guy, and then once I reach here, use my action bonus action to throw my hand axe in one hand and my other hand axe in the offhand?
Yeah. Since the Sahagan's dead, that's easy enough for you to kind of just reach down, pull it out. You're strong chap too, so
All right, I'm gonna
not
be
too much tugging required to get it out.
I'm gonna be throwing these both at the one that's hounding Flick right now, and
Okay.
I will be
Flick
doing
duck.
reckless attack. What's my hand axe's range again?
Probably 2060 or 2040.
Yeah,
It's within
that's what
40.
it seems to be.
It's past 20, but yeah, so it'll be disadvantage. Well, yeah,
I'll make it
advantage,
reckless, so it's just a normal
Right. Yep.
normal roll.
so- Gotcha. That will hit.
Woohoo.
Never mind then. I'm not gonna do anything to that.
Yep.
enough stank on it.
So that first one is going to be another 10 slashing damage.
Yeah. This guy's got
And then
That'll
the
take him
bonus-
out.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd taken quite a bit already, so
softened him a bit. For
you
him.
hit him right over Flick's shoulder. So Fleck, he just kind of just like a as his axe just flying over you and just like embeds kind of right in the collarbone of this guy, drops him.
Torque is just going to kind of twirl the other axe in his hand and just mutter to himself, "Symmetry."
Nice.
Flick's kind of looking up, going, "I'm so glad Torque is tall."
So now, if you were to cut down a tree with scimitars,
Hmm.
I'll leave it there. All right, back to the guards. Guard on the island, who's doing pretty well, holding their own here. We'll make the spear thrust. Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Nope. They're just yeah.
This is the real battle.
That's the epic fight going on the island there. Just the duel of the ages. All right, so these two guards, this one that took a bit of a gash, is going to just kind of back out for a little bit and just kind of backs up, kind of holding his shoulder blades. Oh. Me. 5, 10, 30, 5, 10. The other one does a dash up onto the other pier where the
Oh boy.
other two Sohagan are coming in and just dashes right past the tail and
On your right.
All right then.
on your right. The one that was in the process of turning the ballista kind of drops the locking pins, abandons that as it is now got an immediate threat by it. We'll take a sack, and that will just hit the Suhuagin. And
Very good.
only able to get one hand on it, so 5 damage on that guy. All right, that'll bring us to Flick.
All right. So definitely bonus action. I'm going to recall the dagger that I threw using my arcane weapon bond. It's one of my 2 bonded weapons.
Perfect.
So it comes back. And then I think I'm just going to chuck it at that guy again. Can I get close enough to get him within? Let me see. Oops. I need to measure. Is that within? No, it's still. Wherever I am, it's 40 feet away. All right. Yeah, I'll just toss with disadvantage again and then figure out what I'm doing.
All right.
Thrown dagger. Here we go. Hey, there we go.
That'll hit. 15. That'll do it.
Piercing.
Woo. Nice. Totally catches that one by surprise. It's been locked in this ongoing duel with the guard on the island, and all of a sudden there's just a dagger.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, over here.
The guard gives a quick kind of look over and just like quickest of nods, like, of thanks.
That was a hell of a throw.
That was very impressive.
Otherwise, I guess I will just sort of move closer to the end of the pier in case anyone else is going to jump up. Get ready to smackety smack. And I'm done.
All right. Well, you move to the end of the pier just in time to see the water moving, shifting about 10 feet off from you. And in the water, a different looking Sahagin. One kind of decorated in some ornate shells and the like. Necklace of kind of coral bits and things like that around its neck. Pokes its head out of the water, takes a look at you, and kind of gives a bit of a hiss and a smile. And
I got a fancy one over here.
reaches its hand up above the water, mutters something in a language that you don't seem to understand. And well, come on, I'm supposed to cast it. Cast it. Sometimes this thing works properly, sometimes it doesn't.
Good old roll 20.
Well, I'm trying to use it through the Beyond 20.
Oh, okay, that's why it looks different.
And it's there's a way to do it, but it's not letting me do it right now. So I'm just gonna go and roll good old manual dice. You know those
Good old
things.
manual.
That's gonna be a 19.
I'm gonna shield again. Screw it.
You're gonna shield, okay?
Might be smart. It is guiding bolt.
Yeah, I don't want to risk anything. So
All
my
right.
hand comes up again, and Darth Vader style, it deflects off of my hand.
Okay. This weird, sickly bolt of energy kind of comes towards you, and as it's coming directly at you, you realize that it's got sort of like a shark shape to it as it comes in, and you just managed to get your shield up as it kind of breaks against and disperses,
Ugh,
and a cloud of arcane energy around you.
that ain't cool. I don't like this one.
All right.
Shifting fire.
The Sahuagin on the island will go ahead and continue its attack on the guard. Nope. Nope. Wow, man.
Has that thing rolled over 10 yet?
No, that guard is just like definitely like blocking everything with the spear, like dodging. Yeah,
Oh, man.
you guys called it, man. That guard.
That's the hero of the story.
Yep, right
Get
there.
out of the way, the rest of us.
That's it.
Nothing else. They're doing that heroic job of not dying.
It's distracting it for us. That's what we really need.
All right, the one up here. That's Talon shot is going to come rushing at this guard. They came rushing at it. Gonna go bite. Nope. Gonna go spear. Yep.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Only one hand, so that's gonna be 7 damage. Gets a good jab right in the abdomen of the guard. Kind of doubles over. One on the far end of the pier, attacking the ballistic guard. Bite. Yep.
Oh.
Gonna hit the guard. Gets a good chomp down on the collarbone. 4 damage. Takes a swipe at it with its claws as well. For another 5.
9 total. Is that guard even alive?
That guard is alive, but in very, very rough shape.
Not looking happy about life.
Drops down to one knee, just like kind of holding blood dripping out onto the pier. Talon.
Okay. So, I've noticed our ship has ballistas.
Your ship does have ballistas on it, yes.
Are they ready to go?
Locked and loaded.
They're currently not loaded, as you are.
That's okay. So
yeah.
what kind of actions are required to do that? Is it like a 3-turn kind of thing, or?
It would take you an action to load it. Now these ones aren't as kind of heavy as the ones in the pier, so you don't really need to do the whole like kind of click turn locking pin sort of thing. They're a little bit more easy to aim. So you could aim and fire on the same turn, but it would take a full action to actually get it loaded.
So I have to load it on an action and then fire it on an action.
Yes.
Okay.
But the aiming can be part of
okay.
your action because they're not.
I'm kind of thinking that that's gonna be worth doing, based on how durable these things are and the fact the guards keep running into my AOE attack range. Yeah, I kind of want to do that.
Okay.
All right. Am I aware of the priestess? Can I kind of figure out what's going on down that way?
Probably not.
All the way on the shore.
On the other side of the ship, so
Yeah, I called out that I got a fancy one, but that's about it.
The ship is like, there's a good 20 foot of ship wall, basically blocking your vision from what's going on that end of the pier there. Yeah.
I'm gonna yell at the guard to fall back. I have a plan.
Okay.
And then with a little bit of a under my breath jingle, little couple phrases, I will ride a mist of silvery sheen across to the ship.
Ooh.
And then begin loading the ballista.
Okay.
Stormy oceans carry us to lands we've never known.
All right, Dinar.
20, 25, 30. Dang it! I had an idea, but I'm too far. Why?
Reasons.
It sucks.
Stupid reasons. Right.
All right. Well, Dinar is going to go then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I believe from there... Oh! I'm in distance. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get there, and I'm pinpointing this target up here since it's wrecking that guard. Okay. Dinar is going to kind of get his hands up, and some magical energy starts kind of swirling around, and then an image of one of the Sahagins appears in between his hands, and then in an instant he's going to bring his hands together and reduce the size of this Sahagin so that guard can make an attempt to leave.
Oh. So you're going to make it small?
That is the idea. Now it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And hopefully it doesn't succeed.
That's a 13.
It needed to get a 14. It shrinks.
There you go.
Suck on that, Sahagin.
He's a wee little fishy now.
He's a wee little fishy now. The guard could punt it off the dock if he wanted.
Well, it becomes small. They're medium.
It does
size,
become
so
small.
it
It's
becomes
true.
Small.
Yeah. So reduce. The target size is halved in all dimensions, and its weight is reduced to 1/8 of normal. This reduction decreases its size category by 1. Until the spell ends, the target also has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapon also shrinks to match its new size. While these weapons are reduced, the target attacks with them deal 1d4 less damage. So, yeah. Hopefully that will save that guard. That will be Dinar's turn. He's got nothing left.
Okay. Torque.
Let's see here. There's not really a whole lot I can do here. That's the problem with turtles, is that they're slow.
Can you swim? Because there's a lot of water.
I hadn't heard
To
that.
maintain my rage, does that have to be like a melee weapon attack, or is it just anything that I do that deals damage?
It doesn't have to be melee. No, if you're still engaged in dealing damage and in combat, I would say that works.
You know, you just have to make an attack.
Or take damage.
Or take damage.
I know that much.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try and debate the priestess. Torque is gonna take the dash action to run up 45 feet. And that should give him an adequate running start to leap the remaining 15.
Oh,
nice.
That actually sounds terrifying.
just the whole dock is shaking.
Cannonball.
As Torque is running, he's going to use his free object interaction to take out his trident. And as he splashes down into the water, that is when Torque is going to enter his rage.
Nice.
Yes. Oddly enough, Flick is the one that turtles.
So I am going to need a dexterity saving throw from the priestess.
Indeed.
Oops, ignore that part.
An 18.
Let me reroll
Save.
that because I accidentally messed that up. But she is only going to take 2 lightning damage from this.
Okay. All right. Is that it for
That's all I can do.
Torque?
I'm actually hoping that she attacks me here.
All right. That'll bring us to the guards. Now the guard on the island, main character. Trading blows.
Dramatic now.
Just go to the cutscene of them like Pirates of the Caribbean, like sword fight with the spears, and they're just like going back and forth at each other. All right, one up here. Nope. Gonna miss that guard. The guard by the shrunken who again? Looking pretty rough. Seeing the little. Oh yeah, you wanted that one to fall back, right?
Well, they don't have to. I recommend it.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
They don't want to move away because they don't want to provoke that. Re-attack, they're feeling pretty hurt. To be fair. This guard is just going to try to run past that guy, I guess. So that will provoke an attack of opportunity, but it will be -4 to, or 1d4 to the attack, or just the damage.
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 2.
I think it's the damage because enlarging adds a d4.
That's right.
Yeah, it takes 1d4 less damage.
Not gonna hit anyways. So 5, 10, 15, 20, that's 30. Guard just makes a run for it down the pier. Okay, that'll bring us to Flick.
Okay. I think Torque is in there. He's got this handled. I will just whip. She conveniently came within 10 feet of the shore. I appreciated that, so I'm just going to whip at her. No booming blade, but that shouldn't be at disadvantage. I will reroll that. Whip. There we are. 13.
Well, that worked.
13 hit.
13 for her. Second, yes, 13 hits.
Okay.
I will dump in my Fury of the Small on this one because why not?
Good call.
So she can enjoy 14 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna size her up. Does she look like that was a significant hit, or she made of sterner stuff?
I mean, it was decent. She definitely seems to be a little bit tougher than her compatriots. Yeah.
All right, action surge. Let's do it again. Damn it! 11's probably not right.
She just kind of ducks out of the water, underneath the water.
That's
As it goes at her.
And then bonus action, I sort of nod at my dagger, and it appears back on my hip, and I'm done.
Boom. All right. Okay. Back to the epic battle on the island. Let's try this one more time. That's a hit.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh. This guard's gonna die.
We got so
Alright.
invested in this guard.
Use the boat, man.
That does not count.
Ooh.
Okay. The one up on the pier. Oof. So this guard will take 4 damage from the bite. Oof. That will also hit. Another 6.
Those 2 guards up top are not in good shape, I feel.
That one actually goes down.
Oh no.
No, I told you to fall back.
Instead, they fell over.
Hmm.
Not fall on your back.
This little Sagan, now shrunken, is just running after you. The guard. We'll get close enough to chuck a spear.
Uh-oh. A little spear.
14 will not hit though.
What of a letter opener, really?
All right, this is the priestess.
Well, the good news is Torque's up in her realm.
True.
Complicate things for her.
Form a bit of a stone wall, yeah.
I'm thinking the opportunity attacks on ranged attacks and stuff like, or no, the disadvantage on ranged attacks would be next to her.
Torque, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
You got it.
Sagan is a dastardly.
Okay,
Arcane
so that is
user.
an 11, but I do have Bardic Inspiration.
And you do. You might want to use it.
I'm gonna bump that up to a 17.
Hey,
Nice.
Nicely
Probably a good idea. As you feel this, she speaks a few words, and this magic kind of temporarily, you feel your muscles kind of tighten and start to freeze, but you manage to kind of shake it off.
Old person while swimming. That would suck.
done.
She's going to go down under the water.
This is where we could use a guiding bolt.
So technically, Torque, you do get an attack of opportunity.
Beautiful.
But luck, I have my trident in hand.
She
Okay.
dives underneath.
Oof.
Oh, that's not lucky at
Will
all.
not hit. Nope. All right, so she swims down, diving deep under the murky water out of your sight. Tayland,
kiss my arrow. So it's a D20, right?
you're making a ballista.
I am firing that ballista at the Schwagen that just killed that guard.
Okay, so that is a d20 plus 6.
I really hope this works. Hey!
Oh,
That will hit, and you get to roll 3d10
Ooh!
Yeah.
Just
piercing damage.
pin that thing to the boat behind it.
Flake's been running tutorials in our down there. So.
All right. It's not as clean a hit as you were hoping. And it sees it coming at the last second, just kind of dodges and like scrapes open a big gash. Doesn't quite pierce it all the way through, but definitely a big hit.
Don't forget to lead the target a little bit.
I know how to shoot! Is anybody severely injured?
I dropped that music a little bit. Just
There's that guard.
The guard's dead.
that one up there is, yeah. The other guard that was kind of
Is the other guard up there injured? I thought
Yeah.
I thought they were injured.
the one
The
up
one
on the
that's-
pier is injured, and the one kind of towards the cart that had been fleeing back into town also had a good bite on their
Yeah.
shoulder.
That one I'm not concerned about. I'm going to, after firing that, I'm just going to throw my voice over to the northern pier to healing word.
Okay.
Might as well. 7.
Wow. Nice.
Nice. I think that's most of its damage.
Rise again, rise again.
Guard definitely suddenly takes a deep breath, and you see the bite mark kind of like heal up a little bit.
Up and at him, lawman.
Up and at them. Up and at them.
And then I'm gonna start reloading the giant the trebuchet or the ballista.
All right, so we'll take you an action
Yeah, it's
on
gonna
the next
another.
turn.
Yeah.
Full action to load it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty hefty. All right, Dinar.
Is Captain Boone on the ship?
Captain Boone is below decks.
Can I call out to him to come help me?
Oh, ahoy! Ahoy, Captain!
You can give a yell, yeah.
Captain!
Okay.
All right. Just reading up on enlarge reduce. I can damage that target without popping.
I think it's just strictly concentration based.
Exactly. It's not. I was in my brain. I had it set like polymorph. So, all right. All right. So the little one that is now chasing the guard that I tried to help out. I'm going to target that creature, and I'm going to throw. It was successful last time, so I'm going to throw an acid splash at it. So it must make a dexterity saving throw.
Nope.
It fails. So that's going to be 1d6 damage, acid damage, and that's a 6.
Nice.
All right.
Give
Give it a little bit of acid bath.
With that as well, Dinar is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to stay in range of it if it moves again. And that's my turn.
All right. Walk.
I feel like I might be getting played here, but Torque is going to sink into the water after the priestess.
Okay. So as you dive below the water, all right, give me a perception check if you would.
Ooh. That thing that I'm proficient in now. 10.
All right, you take a look around and you don't see her in your immediate vicinity.
Okay. I'm going to ready in action.
Okay.
First,
You see
does
that-
enter my immediate vicinity. This does mean that I will lose my rage this round, though.
The water here, it's you recall the Sea of Souls. The water has quite a murky, kind of constant murky darkness to it. It seems to just persist everywhere. So your vision is kind of looking. You can see maybe about like 15, 20 feet around you, but it's hard to make out anything beyond that.
Right. Well, trident in hand, I'll just wait and see if she tries anything funny.
Okay. All right. Back to the our hero.
Come on, buddy. You got.
I mean, are they the hero though? They can't seem to get a spear attack in at all. So spirits are low.
More of just a heroic effort, really.
The one that just received healing from Talon is feeling emboldened.
Oh no!
Step on him.
I'm gonna run after Tiny Sahuagin. That will hit
Hey!
for only 2 damage though.
Oh,
But it's something.
I guess I drank too much water. I'll be right back.
Like trying to stab a gremlin.
It's like stabbing an ant. Like, okay, that guard is dead. This guard is just not interested,
And that is fair.
and is booking off being like more than I'd signed up for. Kind of take some cover behind the crates back there.
All right, buddy, let the paid professionals stay. Hey, wait a minute.
I would say as you guys been fighting, kind of observing the guards, like they're pretty green. You gather they probably don't really see all that much action in port here, so this is definitely something they're like, what do we do? Yeah. Your turn, Mr. Fleck.
Well, I'm tempted to ready, but I think no, I'm gonna chuck another dagger at disadvantage because I've been so successful at this so far.
All right.
All right. So thrown dagger at the island. Here we go. Hey, that'll hit.
Nice.
That will hit. You are correct.
Enjoy 9 more damage, sucker.
Is
At
the
what
epic
point?
duel
When
over?
does Flick start showing off doing this?
Line.
Under the leg,
Yeah.
over the head.
I'm picturing it's kind of like Magneto, where he's like just firing it out and zinging it back and firing it out and zinging it back.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he scored a successful hit.
All right, so he takes 9 more damage. I'll bonus action it back to my hip and be done. And hope that our lady friend returns.
Okay. So the Sagan that you just hit kind of winces, kind of gives a side glance in your direction with a scowl. That's,
Little
turns the attention back on the guard in front of it, that it still can't bite.
That's right.
But the spear hit is going to hit.
Uh-oh.
5 damage.
Uh-oh.
Come on, buddy. Hold in there.
Who's count cards on this guard's health?
All right.
He's gotta live so we can. He has to live so we can buy him a drink.
So Talon, the one that you shot, dives back into the water.
I won't save you.
Over that way. And the one up on the pier will take an attack at the guard that is much bigger than it now. Can't quite get a bite through the armor. Teeth are just too small now. And its toothpick does not pierce either.
Tink, tink.
All right. So, Torque and Fleck, you don't see the priestess kind of come into view, but as you're kind of looking out, you do see just kind of like this. Also, there's like a magic kind of coming up above the water, right about here. And
Right about where?
I didn't see that ping yet.
sorry, right here. I'll shift ping. Right there, right above the epic fight on the island.
Oh, okay.
Hey, don't worry about time, but I've got the island as a point of reference, so.
So this can be. Okay, so this Sahagin regains 7
no.
points.
Oh, you.
It's a cleric.
I worked hard for that damage.
It's a priestess.
That's a
you.
priestess. That's right.
Okay. Talon.
So this tiny Shrokin that's being attacked by this guard, how injured does he look?
Well,
for 6.
Because he's been hit a couple times.
He's looking bloodied. We'll say bloodied Pretend bloodied is a thing.
I'm just thinking it's probably
In the
not
fist?
worth it to load up the ballista for like another 12 seconds when I could just shoot him.
I'd say that's a fair assessment.
How's the guard still looking pretty good since I healed them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna run on down. I don't know.
Run on down.
Do we want to? What is Dinar? Are you attacking that Swahagan?
That was the last thing that I did. Was I threw an acid splash at it?
Is that what you're planning to continue to do?
I don't know. That depends on what happens.
Oh,
Hey, that's Metaflick. You don't know that.
okay. So this is going to dictate what I do, Craig. Craig DM, sir.
Yes.
If I am here, do I get a flanking bonus from the guard?
Because it's tiny, I'll say yeah. You're not directly
Sweet.
opposite, but given that size difference, I will allow it.
In that case, I'm going to just give a nod to Dinar and throw myself overboard while
Am I not merciful?
whispering a few quick words and fade into mist and reappear behind the Swahagan with my rapier ready to go, covered in briny acid.
Flick, I got another spell for us to check into.
I hear you.
Bless you.
Ah, God.
Son of a gun.
Oh
And
man.
now,
Dang.
Well, that was worth a shot.
Well, the guard will get a flanking bonus. So.
I figured like the advantage I could use it, and
your quick movement as you kind of try to regain your balance, but you're like, whoop. Like,
that's fair.
He's so tiny, hard to hit.
He is very tiny and hard.
and you're very drunk. You're lucky I haven't given you any penalties on that.
I do appreciate that.
Yet. All right, Dinar.
The dice have been penalizing him.
All right.
You've been penalizing yourself.
Seeing that Tayland has now zipped over there, Dinar's going to shift focus. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right to there. And this epic fight has gone on far too long. So Dinar, what can Dinar do? Dinar's going to throw an acid splash. That's within range on the Swahagan that's still there. Only targeting the Swahagan. So it's got to make a dex saving throw.
10.
It fails. So let me roll the
boy.
damage. Where the heck did that go? It's, oh, geez, 2 damage. 2 acid damage.
Okay.
And we've only seen glimpses of the priestess.
Yeah, she's been gone for a couple turns now.
Okay. In that case, Dinar will just stay put. And that's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Mr. Torque.
Well, Torque can't see the priestess, but this guard, this town guard, is still in danger. So Torque is going to use the dash action to swim to this dock here.
Okay.
As he pulls himself out of the water, he's going to just like plant the trident into the ground, and then as his object interaction, take out his maul. And he's going to look at the he's going to look at the Swahagan and in Aquan just address it and say, "Here comes a new challenger."
Okay. You see kind of an odd look. It doesn't seem to necessarily understand your words,
That's
but
fine.
it understands them all.
Understands the intent.
Yeah.
Give me an intimidation check.
Ooh.
Actions
All right.
speak louder than words.
13.
Okay. It definitely looks at you a little unsure. Like, Okay. The guard is definitely emboldened by your presence on the island now, and is like, finally, I'm not alone.
Stabby, stabby.
Hero is like fighting this thing. All right, so the guard. Come on, guard. Earn your money. There we go.
Hey.
There you go. Almost a crit. 19. So close. Oh,
Nice.
big money. Big money.
That's why he's the hero.
There we go. Oh, so close. The Sahagin just like drops down to like one knee, kind of like drops its spear as the guard finally, as you appear, Torque, just gets his massive stab like right under the ribs. The Sahagin just
Where's your
Blood
healing spell now,
pouring out,
sucker?
but just like barely holding on to life.
Oh, it's still alive?
It's barely.
Oh,
Because he got topped up.
that's right.
This whole
that's
fight
right.
has just been Torque showing up just in time to watch somebody else fight and then going somewhere else.
Torque's like, oh, okay.
You're
I'll
the
go over.
support.
Oh, you get okay. You get it. All right. The guard up with you, Talon. Definitely is going to take advantage of your support here.
Ooh.
So with it,
Not that he needed it that time, but
no, but that'll be a 6.
Hey, at least let me think that I'm helping, okay?
So this Sahagin as well is looking rough, like super.
I'm just
super
gonna
rough.
stab him.
Very rough. All right, Flick.
I mean, it's been working so well so far. So, here we go. Hutcha.
Oh. It was bound to happen.
Yep.
If it ain't fixed, don't break it.
Well, the first one went in the drink too. That's fine. That's fine. I will dejectedly recall the dagger and wait for our lady friend to return. Done.
Call a dagger to him, like, why did you betray me?
Yeah. It's supposed to go in the hole.
Thought I could trust you. Are you too good for your home? Die, clown. Pop culture references for the win. All right. This Sahagin, barely holding on to life, has no spear in hand, will feebly try to make a claw attack at this guard, just raging out. The guard
That's right.
bats the hand away. Not enough strength to even flee, just kind of looks up at you, Torque, and looks at the guard, just kind of like, kind of spits blood onto the ground, just. You have no idea what it said, but it didn't sound nice. Pretty much. Jorgen Borgen didn't sound nice. Talon, this one's gonna turn up here.
No.
To you now.
No.
And is it gonna bite you?
With its teeny little teeth.
Yeah.
So that's a 3.
Ouch.
Minus.
So it can only go as low as 1.
Minus 4, so 1. So it'll deal 1 to you.
Ow!
And then it's gonna spear you.
Ooh.
Ow.
8.
Ooh, that could be good if he rolls another 4.
Minus 2, so 6. Spears you for 6.
Oof.
That could have been a lot worse.
Bites your ankle and stabs your foot.
Ah! I just had these boots waxed.
Torque. I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's great at those.
Oh boy. I'm not terrible at them.
Not bad.
14.
That will succeed.
Ooh.
Oh.
As you hear this incantation from fairly nearby, you think you see a shape kind of moving under the water, kind of roughly around here, and then just kind of swims away. All right, tail end.
All right, this guy's he bothers me. Go away, boy! You bother me. Once more, I will coat the blade in briny acid and just stab it down on this thing.
Just scrape your shoe.
There we go.
Hey.
Yep.
For 7 acid damage.
Nice.
That'll do it.
Hooray!
Huzzah!
Kind of like skewer it.
Then with a little wink at the guard, I will once again just leap off and sail as a mist back onto the ship.
Is this a
And
cantrip?
then I will... no, it's a spell. It's a bonus action, though. I have a lot of spell slots.
Okay, all right.
Well,
And then I'm going to...
Had a lot of spell slots,
correct.
yeah.
I did have a lot. And then I'm going to make my way down the gangplank to kind of see what's going on over here.
Yeah, it is my favorite spell named after a stripper. Misty Steps is fantastic.
I think that's literally everything I can do. So
Yeah.
All right, Dinar.
All right.
Dinar, let us down.
I make no promises. So, as I try... Nope, I gotta sneeze. Wait. No, as soon as I call attention to it, it goes away. Fine. All right, so Dinar is going to basically stay put because there's nothing to see. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 to the corner of the ship, so he's got a better vantage point. And he is just going to ready... it's worked for me, so he's just going to ready an acid splash in case the priestess reappears. Then he will unleash. That'll be the trigger.
Okay.
And that's his turn. Now I'll go sneeze off camera.
Noted. Torque.
You said this Sahugan here is almost dead?
Oh, yeah.
Torque is going to just assess the level of injury that this thing has sustained, walk 5 feet over, just sort of like position himself behind this Sahugan as it like struggles to get back up, and just put a hand on its head and just kind of do that thing where he like pulls it up, exposing its neck. And Torque is just going to give the help action to the guard.
Ooh. Ooh, poetic. I like it. I like it. All right. The guard kind of smiles as you do that.
Bring it home, buddy.
Spits on the ground. And yeah. That's a crit.
Oh, he critted. Excellent.
Beautiful.
Brings a tear to my eye.
So just like
People
right
help
through,
people.
just right like upwards, kind of through the neck, just.
Torque just pushes the body into the water.
That's awesome.
The guard kind of looks down for the first time and definitely like took a couple gashes, right? Not even kind of realizing if the fight was going on for a while, and just kind of like, thank you.
Torque just is going to cock his head towards the ballista and say, "Is that loaded?"
Hey. All right, the other guard.
Keep your eye to the north.
By that dead Sahagin. And that guard over there is just kind of hanging out. So that'll bring us to Flick.
I guess I will make a perception check as a bonus action.
All right.
Hutcha. Do we get any read on her with a 14? Probably not.
You get a ping of movement kind of
All right.
Hard to pinpoint exactly, but kind of in that general area. You're like,
Yeah.
I saw a shape move.
She's around here somewhere. I will ready an action to thrash her with my whip.
Nice.
Okay. Talons, that's Sahagin that had jumped into the water.
Yeah, I was wondering he was coming back.
Yeah.
Now pops up on this side of the ship. Down the pier. He kind of looks in your direction, takes a step forward, and hucks a spear at you.
No, don't do that.
Oh.
Ooh, that might hit.
Yeah, yeah. I just bought this armor.
7 damage as it just like lines you up.
You just earned yourself a face full of lead.
That's a spirit, Talon. Go wreck him up.
Is he injured at all? Yeah, I hit him with the ballista.
Oh yeah, he's injured.
Of course he's injured. I did damage.
All right, Fleck. You said you had your whip readied.
Yeah.
Out of reach though. You were just doing a melee, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she
Dinar also readied an action though, right?
I did, yeah.
That is right.
Acid splash.
So you can go ahead and use your acid splash as she kind of pokes her head above the water there.
So she needs to make the dexterity saving throw then.
Okay. That's a 16.
Dang, that's gonna succeed.
The first one that makes a save.
Yeah, man.
Dang.
Once again, the role play fits the role play. Roll the dice. Okay.
I mean, if she wants to move a little closer, I won't mind. But...
Is she just outside the range?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. So she is going to.
Whoa, you guys got a fancy one.
Yeah, the fancy one's back.
I'm assuming a 22 hits you, Flick.
Well, unless I shield again.
That'll be your. There's got to be like your last slot if you.
That's
do
my
that.
last spell slot.
Yeah.
I'll totally do that.
You'll shield?
Yeah. Screw you, lady.
Okay, so that same sickly green energy coming flying towards you in that shape of a shark. And again, you just manage to get your shield up as it dissipates around it again. And she says something that sounds very not nice in a very shark-like voice. And
That means I can't use my ready to action anyway because I've now used my reaction for something else.
yeah, dives back under the water.
Yeah, I thought so.
Talon.
I don't like this Sohagin coming at me, throwing things at me.
No,
No, I don't like them.
I thought you loved that.
You'd had to be frozen to your head, your body be like a lump of lead. As I'm just gonna pull some of the water out nearby, form it into a crystalline ice shard, and just hurl it right at him.
Nice.
Ooh, ice knife.
Nice ice knife.
That's a nice knife you got there.
Nice.
Yep. That'll hit. Whoops, I didn't.
Be 10 piercing and 8 cold.
Oh,
Oh!
yeah. You done murdered him.
It just goes like right through him, and he's
Wow.
like, looks down. There's like that cartoon like hole, right? Just through, like, but it's like frozen, so the blood doesn't even like dripping. It's just like
And
drops it.
then it explodes and he like shatters like a T-1000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what
Wow.
happens.
Nicely done.
I am then going to take cover behind these boxes.
I'm just gonna kneel down casually.
just gotta take a bit of a breather.
Breather.
And I will Bardic Inspire Flick.
Little known fact.
All right, yeah. Go get him, Flick. Oh,
I'll give myself a yellow dot.
Talon has a flask that he's named Breather. I'm gonna take a breather. All right, Dinar.
So, how far up, standing on the back of the ship, how far up am I?
You're about 20 feet above the water.
20 feet. So from my vantage point, can I see through this water at all, or is it murky as you were describing earlier?
It is very murky. You can definitely try to take a look if you want, but
Will that cost me an action?
nope.
No.
Perception is just like you're just kind of taking a look and seeing.
Okay, I want to
If
take.
you want to make, actually, yeah, sorry, no, I will because you're. Sorry, I was thinking knowledge checks or not. I don't run his actions, but
Yeah. Okay.
perception is yes.
Jeez. I guess I'll just ready another action. Already a firebolt in case she appears again.
Okay.
But I'll stay put. That'll be my turn.
Right. Torque.
Torque is going to use his action to spin the ballista around so that it's pointing in the general direction of the priestess's last location.
Okay. So taking a look at it, you kind of quickly surmise there is just kind of like a lock pin. They just kind of like lift out, and just, you're strong enough that you just.
I think he pulls the lock pin out and then just kicks it into the right direction. And he's just going to look back at the guard and say, at the ready then. And then he is going to dive back into the water. So first move back 5 feet so you can get a 10-foot head start. 10. And splash, land right there.
Okay.
And he will have the trident out again while he's in the water.
Okay. So underwater, as you kind of break the surface, pretty much kind of right where you land, you see. You're like, wow, she's like right there, and she kind of turns and goes, ah!
Okay, well, I do still have a bonus action.
Ooh. Use it.
Torque is going to enter another rage.
Ooh.
Seeing her, you're like, ah.
So I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from her.
That's a fail.
Nice.
Nice.
Full 2.
The full 2. The full 2 lightning damage. It'll be more when I level up, I swear.
Are you using lightning while in water?
It's fine.
Oh,
You're not in the water. Why do you care?
Just a little current. There's enough water for it to like dissipate.
Yeah, it's yeah.
You'd have to. It'd have to be a pretty significant charge to conduct through all that. I would think.
I'm hoping that the dead fish rising up to the surface will signal to the others where we are.
We see your flare go off. It's all good.
You would see like a
Just like a glowing blue light below the surface.
I'm assuming that wouldn't be enough to trigger my held action.
You don't see her.
Okay.
So. Yeah. All right. So this guard is going to man the ballista and ready the action to fire should the Sahagin appear. This one is just going to get into position on that ballista. Can't do anything else with it this turn. And that'll bring us to Flick.
Get in the water, you cowards.
Well, this is the thing. So it's for underwater combat. It's anything with piercing damage is okay.
There's like a short list that's like spears, trident, short swords.
Yeah, anything that you can do like a piercing thrust with, kind of essentially the idea.
Yeah, whip's not really gonna work in water.
Whip ain't gonna do much. No.
A dagger would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I will switch up weapons to the dagger and glunk, into the drink I go. Sploosh, splash.
Look, it's taking them back.
On
Monday night.
Do I need to roll perception, or once I'm in the drink, I can see her?
You see her when you come within, like, a few feet of her, like, oh, there she is.
Well, just in case she wants to do anything really cagey, I will booming blade her with the dagger now. Because screw you, lady.
I think lady is generous, but yeah.
So 23 will probably hit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So she can enjoy her 8 piercing damage. And if she moves, she's going to take some more.
Okay. Yeah, that hurts. Ow. All right. Well, her minions are dead. So she's going to what's she gonna do? I think, despite the odds, she's gonna try and make a swim for it. Wasn't expecting the two of you to join in also, so she's gonna take that damage. What is it? 6?
Yep. 6 more, lady.
Do we get opportunity attacks for that?
You do.
I will gladly do that with another booming blade. On account I'm a warcaster, so I can do that shit.
You can. That's gonna hit.
Nice.
Hey.
You want to roll your damage first, or?
Sure. She can take 11.
All right.
And another 7 on top of that for 18 total, plus the 6 that she's going to take for moving for the thunder damage.
Yeah, easily
24
enough.
damage.
Yeah.
She kind of turns in a panic and tries to swim away, and you guys just like eviscerate and obliterate her. And Dinar and Talon, you see. Actually, you would know who it is at first because you just see blood.
Does the water just get chummed?
The water gets all chummy and like blood on top of the water. Then I would say a moment later, I'm assuming that one of the fellows can pop up, but you just see blood.
Well, first, we got to do the underwater high five first, and then we'll swim.
Not to gild the lily, but I did forget to add my rage damage onto that.
Didn't matter, but yep.
Oh, I suppose I should have.
So it actually would have been 26 damage.
So she's even more dead.
Okay, good. Just so we're sure.
You deaded her more than dead. Yeah. Killed her dead.
But I got to make like 2 attacks in this whole combat. I'm glad that one of them was pretty good.
Kill shot on the big lady is good.
Yeah. All right. Kind of surveying the scene, taking a look around. There don't seem to be any other Sahuagin appearing at the moment.
Get them all.
And just kind of like a moment later, Captain Boone kind of comes up the stairs.
Oh, what's all the commotion about?
You bloody took your time, didn't you?
I was on the toilet.
I was having a nap.
So sorry to have woken you, Captain. We were under attack.
I'm not sorry.
I'm being sarcastic, Talon. Come on.
Hey, this is what you folk are good at.
Torque is gonna swim underneath Flick and then rise to the surface so that Flick can just stand on Torque as like a little island.
I was considering using you as a standing spot, but earlier on.
Flick does the Jack Sparrow on Torque, just like coming
just slowly rising out of the water. Yeah.
The opposite.
Oh, and I will use my second wind just to top up those 3 hit points.
Sure. All right, we'll move back here just to this map. Kind of surveying the scene. Unfortunately, some casualties and injuries for the guards, but the Sahagin were successfully repelled. And you see Thomas kind of comes out running down the street. There's a couple of the guards with him as they made their way down as the bell's going off. And there's just kind of a moment of kind of shock as everybody's kind of looking around, looking at the docks. And as Thomas kind of takes it all in, he's just like, well, I mean, we knew that there were Sahagin in the area, but...
Defeated are the monsters.
What? They ain't never attacked. I was my accent. That's wrong accent. I was going to Southern. I got to get back into the pirate accent. I can't. I'm losing it at the moment. He looks around.
I'm Captain Boone's cousin.
Oh,
Marshall Boone.
That's right, Marshall Boone. There's a bit of discussion that the rarity. Nothing like this has actually happened before, where Sahagin are known, like they've been in the area. There was definitely the caution flag was up because they'd been spotted. But for them to actually attack port is concerning. That hasn't been an attack on the port.
Perhaps this was more than a simple raiding party.
Captain Boone speaks up to that and he's like, It seems that they came onto land. They don't normally do that too often. They like to attack out at sea where they have the advantage. It's strange that they would come up on land like they did. Now, you guys, there was a spellcaster with them, leading them. Is that right?
Oh, yes. As far as I can tell, they were a mighty archmage of the deep, sending waves and waves of arcane power against Flick and Torkir. But of course, they took care of it. And Dinar just stared at it, snapped his fingers, and 10 of the bolts just went away. As for me, I, of course, was forming the ocean into various ammunition of ice and shredding my opponents before me.
There's about 10% of that's maybe true.
Yeah,
I might have toned it down a little bit compared to what it actually was.
I'll ask you about it again when you're. Well, I was gonna say when you're sober. I don't know when that happens.
How about if?
If. Anyway, Mr. Thomas, you might want to send word up to the tower that the Sahagin actually attacked the port. That's unusual, all right. And
I assume we can expect some sort of reward?
well, I mean, what kind of reward
bounty
you expecting? I mean,
well, clearly that soldier's family's going to need some money, and that guy over there, we got to buy him at least half a bar's worth of drinks.
Well, I mean, that'll be compensated from what they earn.
No.
Of course,
No.
take care of it.
Properly compensated. Look, we're going to make... These people need money. We need money. They've got money. Surely we can work something out.
All right. Fair enough. We'll see what I can do.
I'll turn back to the guards and just give them a slight wave and a wink.
Right. I will get word to the tower right away, though, because that is mighty concerning. I don't quite know what to make of that. It's you might want to put an investigation out for that.
Make sure you get a messenger fee too.
Mr. Captain Boone, you are you heading out? Are you sticking around for a little while? Captain kind of looks at the rest of you like, well, what do you say, gents?
As much as I wanted to sign on to be a town guard, we got other fish to fry in this sea.
Right.
Weighing anchor and such.
All right.
I'm wondering maybe and maybe you can ask the more learned folk who are more familiar with the area. Do you think the sea devils might have been a little crusty about us going digging around in their sunken temple place there last couple of days ago?
Well, I don't recall learning or hearing anything about Sohogan having any temples like, but I'm not sure if that was theirs or not. But
I mean, it was a pretty.
I'll definitely send the word out to the tower.
It was a spooky place, and
right.
All was not right in that spot. So if they were keen,
It don't seem like it was.
Like, it was definitely something that was involved in that ship sinking there, is all I'm saying. So maybe if they're allied with that same dark power, then maybe that dark power wanted that magic box. That's all I'm saying.
That's a fair point, Mr. Rick. I'll see what the tower has to say about it. But I understand you got your business that you need to take care of, so
I mean,
we appreciate your help, and I'll get some coin sent to you before you head out in the morning. I'm assuming then you're leaving
on captain's orders.
Right. I'll touch base with you before then, but we appreciate your help. Hate to think what would have happened if your ship wasn't in port here and they might have overrun the port. You never know. So
yes, make sure to mention that to the
all right. Yes. I understood. All right. You don't need to rub it in. Right.
We do actually. That tends to be the way that you get what you want.
He just kind of looks at you,
over the
like
face,
spits in the ground. Thomas Connor just kind of spits in the ground and kind of looks at you like, pushy that one. Just turns and walks away.
Talon, we got to work on your social skills. On when you're into your drinks, you're a little crustier than normal.
Hey, I just say the truth.
I understand your point of view. I'm just saying that sometimes, there's
look, if someone wants my respect, they gotta earn it first. All right. Look, I respect you. You're a fine, upstanding little green man.
Obviously.
And I respect Torque. Big fella.
Firm, upstanding green man.
I like Dinar.
Hey.
Captain Boone's all right.
Anyway,
I like that guard.
Yeah, well, he has earned himself around.
Yeah, you're coming with us, buddy.
Oh yeah, your drinks are on us. Yeah,
he's still out on the island, manning the ballista.
When's your shift done, buddy?
Should be now. I think he's earned that some time off.
Time to punch up. We're going to the berth.
You're just gonna like.
If there's another attack, the tower can defend it. It's their job.
They definitely have the resources.
Indeed.
It's their damn town. Why don't they look after it?
Right.
All right. Now look, fellas, I understand that for whatever reason, you all seem to have some unbridled hate for the Ivory Spire, for whatever it is, but let's be fair here. This
it's
attack,
perfectly amicable, seething rage.
Look, this attack, like Mr. Connor said, hasn't happened before, so it's not like they were prepared for it. So we can cut them a little bit of slack when something unusual happens, and
Sure.
expecting it. I'm sure moving forward, especially with them wanting to secure their increased shipments of goods, that the tower might put a little bit of extra
Exactly.
effort down here. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt, all right?
We'll allow them the chance to react to this particular stimulus, and we can react accordingly.
Look at you, Flick, with all the big words.
I'm sure they will. It's in their own best interest to secure the means by which they receive their shipments. So I'm
It's
more than confident that the next time we sail into the port here, that there will probably be some increased defenses in place.
I would certainly hope so. Those ballistas weren't much help.
Well, you understand that those are typically meant to deter
For ships, yeah.
ships and the like, not creatures appearing suddenly on the dock beside you. Not much use in that kind of situation. So
yeah, if we could do something about the lighting condition, that'd be fantastic. Because the fact they were able to sneak through the water like that was kind of what allowed them to get so close in the first place.
well, that happens to be just one of the characteristics of the Sea of Souls that makes it even more dangerous. Aside from all the creatures and the undead and what, is just the fact that the water itself is mighty dark.
Just saying, in a giant ivory tower that might have a researcher who's looking into making lights underwater.
I'm sure they do. And like I said, I'm sure they're moving. You know what? I'm just going to leave it to them, and we've got our business to take care of, which we really need to get talking about. So why don't we come on board and let's let them clean up on their end, and we best talk about what.
Kalen's just gonna start whistling, waving his hand, and cause the water next to him to become completely transparent.
Give me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
Ooh. Look at me, I'm messing about and I get something.
Oh, mama.
Wow.
You detect, as you're kind of doing this, and you kind of look and you look at the water and you're like, it doesn't seem to be coming clear, and there seems to be a magical resistance to that. There's something about the water that is, I mean, it's you've kind of gathered
it's slightly clearer, but you still can't see through it.
Yeah, and you've gathered that the darkness, the murkiness that's present in the Sea of Souls definitely isn't a natural thing. There's a lot in the sea that isn't natural. And you're definitely detecting something now, that there is something about this body of water that is resisting that. There is a magical essence to its darkness.
We need a young priest and an old priest, and we'll sort this right out.
I'm not sure those lights are going to do what you think they're going to do to this kind of water.
Hey, I'm not the magic man. I just know what I know. Just spitballing ideas here.
Caitlin, give me a perception check as well.
All right. Perception. Hey!
Wow.
No!
Wow.
Now the crits come out. Now the crits come out.
Better late than never.
There's a moment as you're kind of messing with the water and you're looking at it and you're like, huh. You kind of attune to it and sense that magical essence to it, whatever it is, that magical darkness. And for the briefest of moments, you just catch like a faint whisper on the wind. Just gone in a flash.
Mother? No.
And your hair just like stands up just tiniest little bit of goosebumps.
Can we go to the bar now?
Gotta go in the ship, actually. We got booze, right? I mean,
if we're weighing anchor right now, then let's set sail.
I'd rather wait till the morning, but I want to talk on the ship away from the bar so that we can discuss our plans, as it were.
Right out.
We have to.
Well, unless you want to go where it's easier for eyes and ears to ride.
Oh, I understand. I understand.
Especially since you seem to be extremely distrustful of the Spire.
Talen's gonna pull out breather.
Cannon now.
He's just shakily like, all right, okay, all right. I'm going on the ship.
All right, Talon, then.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Right.
I don't like the sea.
Right. For sailor, sure. All right, gents, let's head on into the galley then.
And he heads onto the ship. You guys follow?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Indeed.
All right.
One step at a time.
Very slowly making your way on.
I'm guessing we're calling it there because we're almost at the 3:30 mark.
Yes, we are going to call it as you make your way into the ship to prepare for conversation and potentially making your way out of port in the morning. Onto further adventures, we will call it a night. So thanks for tuning in, those of you who are watching us live, and if you're catching the VOD, we thank you for doing that as well. And don't forget, you can also listen to the audio version. If you are more interested in that, you can check us out on Podbean for podcasts and the audio of these streaming sessions as well. So until next time, happy gaming. Thanks for joining us. Take care, everyone.
See you later.
Greg, as always, thank you for